Keep me updated what's going on.
Just intro right now, again.
Oh, there's just a whopper on the screen. Live?
We're back.
All right, you guys. Welcome back to the third or fourth time we're trying this now. Now, normally I'd start this out with an intro, but you guys have probably already watched one of these intros, and I do have a fish on the screen. He's flying. Oh, do it. See if I can get him to eat. Oh. Oh, he just pushed it on me. No. He's right at the boat. This might not be a walleye. Maybe we'll get you guys a nice muskie today. But, all right, you guys, welcome back to another Tom Boley live stream. That was one way to start it out. You guys probably already watched this whole intro because we had to start this multiple times now due to service issues. So if we're leggy, let us know. Are we leggy already?
We may be. I don't think there's literally anything we're going to do about it. There's going to be a little bit today, it looks like.
One issue we might run into is just that in these little areas of the Northwoods, when the weekends, when there's so many people up here, the service just gets so bad. So if this is just terrible, we're just going to cut it and not even do it. And we'll do it again tomorrow or something. But we just kind of got to play with this stuff to kind of figure out what's feasible, I guess, and what's not feasible at this point. So, welcome back to another live stream. We're out here on a beautiful summer day. We are going to be hopefully catching some walleyes. We pulled into the spot about 20 minutes ago. There's already like 5 new boats in here. So this spot might not last for very long. We'll kind of see. How's the comments going, Mitchell?
A little bit of lag. I honestly think too where we're at in the lake
Is
is part of that reason.
It said we had 5G though, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it does say 5G, so that's odd.
Only so much you can do about that? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah, our hands are tied on this one. We'll just
What's that?
Said our hands are tied on this one. We'll do our best. It's the best we can put out right now.
Yeah, maybe we'll just move spots in the lake too right away. Between all the boats in here and possibly lack of service, we can get into better service somewhere else. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I like that idea.
What are the viewers saying?
Just a little bit of lag. Some say it looks good. Audio's good.
Well, I'm glad the audio's good. You guys might be watching a feature film of me in complete darkness, just audio talking while catching fish. By the end of this, we'll see. But anyways, I titled this live stream Catching Walleyes in the Weeds. And that's kind of the pattern we've been fishing for several weeks now. So we hope to kind of do more of this today. And we're starting out with the old jerkbait here. I honestly might just be moving spots immediately. I'm not a big fan of all the boats just like kind of aimlessly driving around in here. But that's just going to be part of fishing on the weekend, which I'm also not like a real big fan of. I'm also not seeing many fish in here, Mitchell, which is an issue. How's our comment monitoring going?
I honestly think things are looking good now.
Really?
I think as soon as I said that it lagged, maybe I'll just stop talking.
What's that?
I said as soon as I said that it buffered a little bit, so I'll stop talking. You guys just want to jump in the boat with us. Invite them over.
Yeah, I know. We got to get out of here. There's just too many boats in here. I can't maneuver my boat the way I want.
How do you distinguish fish from weeds when you're on live?
Well, in a second I'll show you. Sometimes when you're fishing weeds, you just kind of end up casting at. Like if you're just fishing a big weed bed and fish are tight to the bottom, I'll see something that looks kind of fishy and I'll just make a cast. and see if it moves a lot of time. But in a second here, a lot of times the walleyes will sit up higher in the weeds than you actually think they would. So that could be a helpful piece of advice as well. We're just literally gonna go like 50 more yards and then move spots probably. Because I'm just immediately not liking what I'm seeing. I'm also blockaded to getting where I wanna go here. That's a big ball of bait fish right there on the bottom, big mass of bait. A lot of times when you get off of the weeds, you'll see walleyes relating to those actual balls of bait like that. That is interference from the guy's boat who's over next to us here. I think we're out, Mitchell. I can't quite creep around in here how I want. Let's do it. We out. Next spot, Mitchell. You ready to roll? We started this spot on a dud. You'll have that though, won't you? Are you trying to watch the stream on your phone to see how leggy it is?
Yeah.
Is there a bunch of comments coming in? It's really leggy.
No, lots good.
Nice. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We got to move spots right off the bat, which is just part of fishing. So we'll see you guys at spot number 2. We'll try to mute our mics this time while we run so you guys don't get a ton of obnoxious wind noise here. Let's roll, Mitchell. It's not bad. All right, we will see you guys on spot number 2. Stay with us. All right, spot number 2. I immediately like spot number 2 more because there's nobody here. I literally thought that one guy in the Lund was gonna crash his boat trying to watch us operate this live, Mitchell.
I thought so too.
What's that?
I thought he was too. I thought he was gonna crash right into us.
Weekends on the small water. All right, spot number 2. You guys can see I'm in like 40 feet right now. On some of these lakes, you will have fish kind of playing around way off of structure. And those are my favorite fish because they're normally big fish. And I'm gonna start creeping. Here we got a spot that's a series of like weedy humps type things, some points, things of that nature. Yeah, it's pretty much the deal. One thing I'd say, when you film, like obviously we most of the time don't film lives, we film mostly YouTube videos. So you don't get to see a whole lot of this, where you might have to burn through 3-4 spots to all of a sudden find all the fish you're gonna catch. Relatively common. A lot more clutter in the water over here, I'd say. It would appear. Is there gonna be fish around? I don't know. It's feeling fishy. We got like all of a sudden a south wind kicking up.
Yeah, it is.
Stuff going on. Now we just got to find a fish to cast at.
I got a comment that says Mitch is wild. He couldn't pay me enough to sit and watch someone slam walleye all day.
Oh,
Well, you know.
it's not saying anything about slamming walleyes quite yet. You couldn't pay Mitch enough money to watch someone sit up here and ride the struggle bus all afternoon trying to find a walleye to catch.
Yeah, whatever. It says I need Starlink mobile. Starlink actually doesn't even work that well because I have it. So, it's just the challenge of the Northwoods.
Yeah, I mean, we basically have enough Wi-Fi boosting in this boat to run a small office building at this point. The issue is just the service. All right, so we're going to be starting to creep into this. You guys will start seeing this tip of this point come in here in a second. So I'm starting to crawl into this piece of structure right here. The hope is that we're going to see some fish out on the corner of this.
I'm getting comments on your live transition. I think it's just because I don't think they realize you're in deeper water pulling up right now.
Oh, there's no bottom?
Not yet, it'll
Yeah,
show up.
now there is. Show me a fish. A lot of pollen and stuff in the water here.
Tom, we're officially at 29 minutes in and no walleye.
29 minutes in, no fish catches. We haven't even spotted a walleye yet, actually. There was that one like pike or muskie we saw right away, which
So
wasn't
can you
really
guys
super
turn the
exciting.
smell monitor on?
What's that?
Can you turn the smell monitor on?
The what?
I have no idea.
Smell monitor?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Interesting. There's some bait fish. Getting to be a lot of pollen stuff in the water here. Is it gonna take us 3 quick spots to find a walleye, Mitchell?
I mean, that's fishing, man.
It is fishing.
Way it goes. You want me to throw my scuba gear on and jump in there and hook a couple for you?
Yeah, we might need old Mitch and his scuba gear out here to find us a walleye that wants to bite. I'm confident we'll find some. It might just take several spots. We'll see. But as of right now,
water temp is 61.
I'm actually shocked that there's not not seeing more stuff going on here. But if you have gone fishing before, you know that sometimes this is how it goes. So sometimes, I mean, like, you'll see stuff like this. Now, is that a fish? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely could be one, but I'm not like 100% confident. So I'll throw a bait down, get it up above it. It looks like a small fish. It's got so much clutter in the water right now too. Yeah, definitely looking like some smaller fish. See how they're not really like doing much. Could be some basses, could be some perch, could be whatever kind of fish. So no fish on the first point. So as you can see, I'm not just gonna sit there and wait for fish to come. We're just gonna start flying right to the next one here. One thing that's incredibly impressive is these Minn Kota Quest trolling motors. I mean, you could put this thing on like 7 and do like 2.5 miles an hour into dang near any kind amount of wind you might have. How's our feedback, Mitchell? How's it going so far? All is well, they say. All right, we're coming up on the next little corner here that's got some potential to it. I am just hauling ass right now. I like generally doing this into the wind so that if I see like a big pot here, I can just boom, slam on spot lock and keep pitching at them. You can go with the wind too, obviously, but if you do end up like seeing a big pot, it might become like a little bit harder to spot lock on a dime because the boat's going to be swinging around. And here's obviously our next little weed hump. We're going to be looking for fish in basically 20 feet to 7-8 feet today. There's a couple little stuffs going on, nothing crazy yet. The only downfall of going into the wind is it's harder to cast, obviously, but you don't even cast unless you find any fish, right, Mitchell?
That's
right now,
man.
we're just not seeing our fish here.
What batteries are you running?
In my boat?
Yeah, that's a good question. In the boat or?
So on my trolling motor, I
assume
got
in the
a.
boat, yeah.
1 second. We got a potential customer here. Oh, he's not coming up though, so I could. Oh,
There you go.
moving slow. Oh, did he touch it there? No, he's following us. See how slow he's moving? Not crazy about that. We may have to hit him with a little different presentation. Now he is gone. That was definitely a smaller fish. That might have been our first walleye mark of the day. I don't know. This is the point where we start just rifling through 50 different things. What do you want to go first? Search bait, drop shot? What are you guys feeling? So I don't know if that's that fish. It looks more like a weed right there. But a lot of times what I'll do is just pitch out, put the bait down, start bringing it through the zone. And no movement, so clearly weed. Oh, what was the question? Batteries? Oh, so my trolling motor, I got a bigger lithium battery right now. That has been good. I'm still kind of working on my battery system for my graphs. These Apexes just draw so much power. It's kind of been a learning experience running these graphs. We're riding the struggle bus, Mitchell. We got to turn it around. There's a loon right there. That's cool.
I mean, I can tell you where we can go catch some fish right now.
I know, why don't we just go to those spots?
I don't know.
See, I do this thing where like, somewhere where like your favorite spot, right? You fish it all the time. There's always fish there, right? I do this weird thing where I'm like, I'm not going there, that's too easy. And then I end up doing stuff like this.
Yeah,
Mitch hates it.
We might have to go there.
There's just not a lot set up on this right now. I mean, there's like a low potential.
We got a comment whenever we get to the drop shot. He's asking if you can share some details.
Yeah.
I assume some rigging details and whatnot.
Yeah, I guess drop shot details, there's not like a ton of them, I would say. I mean, I'll definitely walk through when we get to that rod. Just remind me, Mitchell. Or is he low-key saying throw the drop shot?
I'm honestly really struggling to hear you because of the wind.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of
So if
breezy
you talk
out.
to me, just turn around. But we had a question. Do Do you ever fish blind anymore, or do you only fish for fish you can see? I'd say probably a little bit of both, but mostly fish you can see.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Sometimes, like a lot of times, springtime river fish, like fishing kern, you're doing a lot of fishing, like almost more like casting at specific structure, less like, there's one, let's cast at it. Lakes, it's a lot of casting at them, although there is plenty of times, like when fish are in real shallow water, where they're just real snug to bottom, where you might just be fishing. One thing I will say about like using forward facing in some of that real shallow water is that a lot of times what you can do is like blaze a bait, something fast, like around, or even if I'm jig fishing sometime, I'll fish really fast and I won't even like let my jig hit the bottom. But if I see something off the bottom start coming up, I'll just stall out my jig and then drop it down. It's kind of a way you can like process a lot of that water a lot faster, as opposed to just, like sitting there casting around hoping there's fish. I'm actually shocked that there just hasn't been a concentration of fish on any of these spots yet. Big ball of bait up high right there. It's kind of surprising. These could be some little dinkers down on the bottom, but even if they are 14-inch walleyes, we ain't out here for those. Holy cow. Must have been that loon. Yeah, it is.
Do you like to use Mega Live when you troll?
Sometimes, yeah. One thing that it's handy for is like seeing, even if you're not gonna like track your bait if the bait's just too far away. It's nice for like just pointing it off to the side and like seeing how far, especially if you're doing like suspended bites, seeing how far down fish are, and then manipulating your crankbaits that way. Because a lot of times, like if you're just looking at sonar, by the time you get your sonar reading those fish right under you, the fish will slide down in the water column. So it might give you a weird idea of how deep the fish are actually relating to let you know how deep to run your crankbaits. Well, if you guys are still here after this spot, you guys are some loyal viewers. There's just not fish here.
Yeah, no.
But
Shocking.
I can assure you guys, we will find them. And we will catch at least a few of them. It feels fishy out. Like it feels like all we gotta do is just get around some, you know. But
it does, yeah. Wind picked up a little bit.
Even with all the latest and greatest fishing electronics,
it's cheating though.
One still does have to be around the fish in order to catch them. So we're gonna mute the mics. Maybe Mitchell will drop a little ad placement in, so just that you guys can watch whatever Google decides that you should watch an ad for. And then
hopefully it's for like a new hunting rifle.
We'll see you guys on spot number 2. All right, spot number 3. You can do it, just like any other day, right? It's not that hard. You've done this 100 times. Just because it's live doesn't mean it's any harder, right, Mitchell?
True that. You got one comment that said, Tom, you need someone from Minnesota to help you catch fish.
Oh!
That's the biggest joke ever.
Jokes! Can you double tap that? Did I double tap the graph?
I got it.
All right. Another weed spot here. Wind coming in. I like that. Is that a sucker way out there, kind of looking like it? Oh yeah. All right. Already off to a better start here. A lot of clutter in the water today. Interesting, interesting. A lot of bait, I like that. Just got to get that first one out of the way, you know, and the rest come easy. Not big on that cast, but there's potential. Oh, there we go. All right, now we're starting to get into what I like to see. Holy cow, Mitchell. I just wound up everything around my rod tip and broke it off. It's going downhill, son. It's going downhill. See if I can see the jerkbait. We're losing it here, Mitchell. I just cast it off my jerkbait.
That was a good knot.
Yeah. Look at all those fish, though. Now I might be way too close to him to get him to go. We'll see.
Someone's wondering if you've done the Mega Live mask.
I do not have one on here. Well, they really followed it hard. They did not come up and slurp it, though, but I might have just been way too close to
I
him.
was gonna say, we seem awfully close to him.
Yeah, may have to go to drop shot here to sneak one out of this little stack. We'll throw a little leech on there.
They're right at the boat.
Are they right at the boat now?
I look, turn around.
Yeah, they're pretty close. There's potential, though. Sometimes you just see some and you get so excited, you know. Just can't help yourself.
It's a good looking school of crappies.
Maybe those couple of farther ones. See if they track it down. Yeah, they did go down. We'll see if we can make any magic happen here. Off to a rocky start on this one, huh, Mitchell?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, this is the way
We're
it
not
goes,
fishing
man.
like any kind of walleye mecca right now.
Yeah. We got a What's Crackin' Homies by the one and only Cameron Crockett.
What's up, Cameron?
What's going on, Cam? We got one comment, Tom, it's below the belt. Said, dude can't catch a bass. I don't know if that's for you or for somebody else, but
I don't know.
probably true though.
I might not be able to catch a walleye right now, but the reason we're not catching bass is because we're not around the bass. I am around some walleyes right now, but my boat is way too close to them in this clear water. Which I really don't like.
Doesn't this feel like the start of like a guide trip sometimes when the pressure's on? It's like you go to a couple spots that you expect just to smoke them and you're like, uh-oh, didn't happen. Time to like, you feel like you're in scramble mode just trying to find them?
No, I mean, we're around, we'll work our way into them. This is just kind of the natural progression of fishing, I would say. I mean, we filmed a YouTube video yesterday that was kind of like this, where we ran through a couple spots and it was like, why are they not biting? And then all of a sudden we cracked off like 8 big walleyes in an hour. So I mean, that's just kind of how it goes, I guess you could say. That's the one I like to see right there. Right on his head. Follow it down. Yeah, he did follow it down. This could happen. Pull the live off him in case he's all skittish. No, it's a hard no on that guy. Interesting, interesting. Those ones swam away from it, which is an interesting choice.
We got a comment. Perfect conditions, overcast, evening, little wind chop. You know, I'd counter that though, because sometimes when you get these little pop-up low pressure fronts that kind of come in out of nowhere, sometimes those do slow the fish down. My guess is there is a little window sometime this evening where they will pop off.
We're gonna get fish,
but it's not always the case that it's just lights out when stuff like this rolls through.
We just gotta, you know, put those first couple together. For some reason they're not eating the drop shot either. At least the first couple marks have not. There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, that's right. Move around, go over to the bait.
Yes, we are in Wisconsin today, and this lake is typically a clear water lake. And by typically, I mean it is.
Right on.
That's right.
Interesting. I've put the drop shot on top of 3 fish now and no bite.
Time to get the old plugs tied on and cast for some skis, huh?
Probably not gonna happen today. We should go somewhere insane and do one of these.
What's that?
We should go somewhere like crazy good and do one of these.
Oh, where you catch them every cast?
Where a guy could actually catch a fish. A lot of junk in the water. There we go. There's a couple walleyes, looks like. Ooh. Oh, now it's a bunch of bait moved into it. I'm actually kind of surprised by the overall lack of fish we're seeing.
Oh, here we go. I like this comment, Tom. How much more time are we going to give Tom before the fans put me on the Mega Live with the drop shot program?
Oh, he wants the drop shot details?
No. They want to see me catch a fish because it's taking me too long.
Yeah, a celebrity fish catch?
Yeah.
We might have to do that, honestly.
Yep.
Might get us back on the right track. It is definitely kind of interesting that there's a couple of good marks way out here. I like the looks of those ones. This is like the first like, oh yeah, moment, I would say. Hit him with a search bait. Ooh, where do I want to go here? Interesting. Hey, look at some of these stacks. This is I mean, they didn't even really follow that hard.
What's your rod and reel setup?
Pretty much every rod I got rigged up exactly the same. As far as reel and line goes, I fish a lot of 10-pound braid. 10-pound braid, long 10-pound fluorocarbon leader on a lot of this stuff. And what the heck? All right, well, we just had a walleye, for sure walleye touching the leech. Well, we did not eat it, just kind of weird. Or really weird. Rod, I got a whole bunch of different stuff. So for drop shotting, one of my favorite ones is, that one's coming over. Let's see if he does it here. For my drop shot rod, 7.3 medium light, fast action. Longer, a little bit lighter. Probably my favorite like finesse rod. I'll throw a very similar rod for that for the search bait, jerk bait. A little bit stiffer rod is what I like. I sure would think we'd get one of these to go. They're starting to get a little froggy in there. I just had our first bite on the last cast. Very interesting, Mitchell. Well, we always knew eventually we'd run into one of these times we'd come out here and try to do this, and it would just be a lot tougher. But
that's just the nature of fishing, though. I had
is
a
the
good
nature.
comment. Live scope looks more efficient, not more productive, and that's coming from someone who's never used live imaging, and that's a good.
said live scope looks more what?
Efficient, and it's not productive. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
like
like
how
it's-
people say it's cheating. Oh, it's so easy. Like, no, that's not the case. But it is.
Yeah, if
definitely
you
more
just watch
efficient.
like fish catch after fish catch on YouTube, and it just looks like every time I cast out, I catch one. Here's the indication that that is obviously, you know, not how it is. It's still a lot of this.
Just curious, how wet do you get in tiller boats with your typical 2 to 4 foot waves? Currently have a 16-foot Alumacraft. Single counts will get pretty wet.
Aluminum
I have a
boat.
20-foot Alumacraft tiller
Aluminum
that
boat,
we fish
very
out
wet.
of, and I get soaked. And this thing, we do not actually. Surprisingly, hardly get wet in this boat.
Yeah, the Warrior is, if you want the best, really the best, I mean, having driven several different Warriors from windshield models to tiller models, in my experience, they are in a class of their own.
The only problem is you got to fork up a lot of dough for it.
Yeah, that is,
That's with everything now, though.
yeah. This is the first like real good pot I've put some casts on. I just have not gotten the desirable reaction, Mitchell. They're gonna turn on though.
Yeah,
gonna
they
happen.
definitely will at some point.
Just gotta have that nice positive attitude. I am very shocked that I fished through that school and had one fish touch a leech and that was it.
Tie on a whopper plopper. Or a skitter scatter.
Gotta get the skitter scatter out, you think? I didn't want to have to go that far into the bag of tricks. Yeah, I don't like that. There's that big pot again. A lot of people bad mouthing us. What are they saying, Mitchell?
We got, do you have a storm up north? It's 80 in Wausau. Said you're wearing a sweatshirt.
It's like a sun shirt.
It's still pretty warm here.
Yeah, it's decently warm, I'd say. There we go. Got a big one out there.
Try a bucktail. I agree. I agree.
To be honest with you, I forgot the bucktails at home. Tracking it. Very interesting. There's actually quite a few fish here. What?
I just saw a comment came in. I just glanced over and it said, I bought 2 of your sun shirts and now it rains every day.
It's starting to rain right now, isn't it?
Is it really?
You feel it or no? Am I dreaming? No, it's not raining, is it?
No, it's definitely not raining. That's the sweat on your brow from this.
From the stress. They're trying to produce a walleye.
Yeah. You ever fish the St. Louis River? There's one question. You ever fish Lake Geneva?
Say that again?
St. Louis River, Lake Geneva.
St. Louis River, yes. I've fished there a number of times. Lake Geneva, no. It is on my list of wanting to do. It's always just so hard to like make up your mind, like, all right, I'm gonna drive south to go walleye fishing. Not that there's not bad walleye fishing. It's just, I don't know. I always like fishing Northwoods lakes and stuff like that.
Here's a good question too. Do you ever leave fish to find active fish, or do you just wait for them to turn on?
We're about to, gosh darn it. Yeah, I mean, all the time. One thing that
definitely
seems like fishing with, you know, when you know you're casting that fish, whether that's like side imaging or whatever kind of technology you might be using. When you know you're putting baits like around fish and just not getting a response, yeah, I'll leave fish all the time to go cast at different ones. Which we might be doing very soon. We'll see. Do they just want the jerkbait and I'm just not feeding it to them now?
I don't know.
Oh, they
Ever fish any waters in Idaho? No, we haven't, but that's a cool. That'd be awesome, actually.
Montana is as far west as I have caught a walleye.
I would love to go to Idaho and catch some walleyes.
Would you?
I'd rather go there and hunt, if I'm being honest. It's what, June 2nd. I'm already thinking about it every day. Can't wait. I wonder if there's anybody else in the chat thinking about hunting like me.
Something's got to go here.
Tom, we got someone who wants to know on yellow bullhead or catfish, yes or no to eat.
I can't say I've eaten either, to be honest with you guys. Well, we might have to start eating bullheads if we can't catch any more walleyes here, Mitchell.
Do you ever notice a difference in bites when using a leech versus crawler on a search bait?
Yeah, I like crawlers more. I just kind of like how they profile more. I don't think it matters as much like what it is. It's just something that has a little scent on there and twirls around. I've even caught a lot of fish on plastics on them over the years.
Said if you want a challenge, come to Georgia. Georgia? I'll go there and eat some barbecue, and that's about it.
All right, we gotta get a jerkbait on or something. They're just not responsive to what I'm doing here. Just kind of crazy, but that is fishing, gosh darn it, isn't it?
Should I toss a little slippy off the back of the boat?
I mean, you can. You'd probably show me up from back there.
See if you get bit.
See that pod way out there? I just got to put it right in them. They are way out there. Are you surprised it's this slow, Mitchell? Like where they're just not biting it?
I mean, honestly, no, because like I said, these low pressure fronts, they see, goes both ways sometimes.
All right, since I broke off my first line. We're gonna do a little bait swap here to the old jerk bait.
It's also a weekend on a small lake when fish are just
Getting
fresher to hell.
weekend.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen though. We'll find that little magic spot where they're just chomping away. So much bait around. We got a customer out here. So I can get him to come up here. I don't know, they aren't really moving on that either. Even. A bunch of like crappies or something right there. Should have gone crappie fishing today, Mitchell.
Found some crappies up there?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to find some of these fish that already transition a little bit.
They're already off the edge.
Yeah, if we can find those, I think we'll catch them.
Might have to go hunting for suspended ones or something that are a little more bitey. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm thinking so. The Georgia state record walleye, 14 pounds.
Dang, dude.
Dang. Cameron asked if I got my mount back yet or not.
What's that?
Cameron's asking if my deer mount came back. I think it's like done.
Cameron, knock it off with the personal questions, okay? I'm sick of it.
No, it's a hunting question.
I'll be
man.
fishing with your sorry ass all weekend next weekend.
Are you? Little Cameron?
Yeah, Karen's coming up.
But I think I got two right now. Cameron at the taxidermist getting like a pedestal mount. I think they're done. But
Holy cow.
I saw yours and it looks really good.
Dude, I just put it in a massive school of them. Oh! Can it be?
Gosh, is it
Hold the phone. We got a walleye.
a pike?
Tournament's on the line. Tournament's on the line.
Scoop and score, scoop and score. There it is, folks.
Oh!
Don't step on that. Don't. Oh my.
Thank you guys for sticking around. I know that first hour was grueling. But you know, sometimes that's your whole day right there is one 16, 17-inch walleye. I sure hope not though, huh? Round of applause. We finally did it. We got that out of the way.
We did it. We did it.
Now we can go ahead and catch about 30 more real fast. That was a giant school of them. And I don't know if you guys saw, they were just like following. That was on the jerkbait. I'm gonna turn around immediately and throw a leech on them. Just something a little different. See what they decide to do. This leech is all mangled though.
Oh, we got a comment about, tell us about my buck. There we go.
Oh, hunting stories.
There we go.
We can get all into that.
Yeah, we can. Tom's full of the hunting tales.
Oh, dude. I told Mitchell yesterday, Mitchell's never met someone better at getting trail cameras at bucks than me.
That's right. That's right.
Of basket eights.
A fork horns, a year and a half old. Honestly,
if Cameron's still watching, that I do have a camera close to where that one camera is after last year, and ain't looking good, buddy.
Well, that is June, so guy has no idea what he's even putting his camera on right now. But you guys don't want to get me talking hunting because it'll literally be hours.
I put the cameras on the deer trails.
On the deer trails, but I do have a YouTube channel, and I do.
Yeah, plug your channel.
I do have a video of my bow buck I shot. It's not the greatest video, but self-filming is super hard. Don't have a lot of videos. I got to get more, and I'll have more stories and things like that, and way more stuff coming this fall. But check it out. Rifle or bow? Definitely a bow hunter. But I do want to get into some good long-range shooting. Do some out west hunts. I do think it'd be cool.
See, I don't know why the long-range shooting stuff doesn't appeal to me that much.
Why?
I don't know.
Like hunting or shooting?
Well, first of all, I've never shot a buck with my gun farther than about 50 yards.
It's not, I know. I said long-range shooting. Oh my gosh, folks! Look at this guy.
Catch that first one, they all come.
I flipped the switch back here.
Oh, do we have a bass coming off the spawn here?
Like that's got to be a bass, right? Things coming out of the water.
Oh, baby. Put me on the tour.
There we go. Somebody said he couldn't catch a bass, so what do you do?
Just for that guy.
I caught a bass.
There ain't nothing to that bass fishing. Wasn't even trying to catch a bass and I caught a bass. He was right out there, and that's... You know it's never a good sign, though, when you cast into a school of walleyes and catch a bass, though? You ever notice that?
What's that?
It's never a good thing when you cast into a school of walleyes and the first fish you pull out is a smallmouth.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, they are active today, aren't they?
I'll have to type in the old channel name, so there. It's my name, so I'll just type it in for you guys. Make it easy. Like I said, channel sucks, videos suck, but
hey, don't badmouth yourself.
Pretty much, yeah. I haven't done much on it. I need to do more. Need to do better. I spend too much time on Thomas's channel. Someday, Tom, I will have 1,000 subscribers.
At the end of today.
In the next 10 years.
If we can get Mitchell to 1,000 subscribers today.
I don't think that's possible.
We'll do a giveaway on our next live.
I gotta see what I'm at right now to see if it's a possibility. I actually think I've gone down. But I mean, that's what happens when you don't post a video since October.
You'll have that.
And it was very average. Yeah, you guys heard it. If we get to 1,000, we're doing a giveaway. What's the giveaway though, Tom? It's got to be worth it.
I'll think of something.
What's that?
Mitchell gets to take 10 people out for a full week of fishing.
Holy crap.
No, we'll do something. Maybe baits or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I do need to hit the channel hard this year for hunting though, because I did a really good shield seminar. There's a lot of good information in that. We didn't save the video, but I need to put some informational hunting stuff on there, because that's the stuff you can't find for big woods hunting anyways.
Look at that, dude. They're just not, come on.
Cameron said self-filming his turkey hunts this year is a pain in my ass. Dude,
Yeah.
it's... Wait till you film your whitetail hunts. It is hard. Cameron, what camera did you buy?
I think he's got basically the same thing this is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I know he's between two of them, like a Sony and a Canon, so I'm just curious what he fell on. Well, there's like some comments saying they subscribed. I appreciate that, guys. Now the pressure's on. Now I actually have to put out some good videos. Question is, should I put out some fishing videos? What do you think, Tom? You like that idea?
What's that?
Should I put out some fishing videos on my channel?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm just...
Content is good. I just casted over a lot of fish in there. Suppose I could slip bobber him, huh? You got a nice little chop going on out here.
Yeah, we got a chat about some dude on a mountain bike. I noticed that. You put my name in like YouTube and there's some dude, it doesn't come with my channel, it's mostly some guy on a mountain bike.
Somewhat?
Some guy on a mountain bike, like he's got a mountain bike channel.
Huh.
I'm positive he doesn't have the same name as I do. Tom, will the muskie content ever come back?
We could do. We actually were talking about kind of doing something possibly musky-ish, like next week-ish, but we'll see. There's a bunch of little walleyes right there. I don't really care.
I do think we're due for a good old-fashioned muskie bender.
That's what I like to see. Come on, go up and do it. The aggression level is very low. Come on. Oh, I thought he touched it there. Oh my gosh, he did it.
What happened?
He just did it on a long death pause. No. That was a big one too. I could just. Sometimes you can just tell, you know.
I hear you.
The boat's quickly turning chaotic now. How long have we been on?
Just over an hour.
Took us an hour to get the first one.
Dude, yeah. Somebody said they couldn't find my channel, so I'd like try to type it in fast. Dude, it's so bad it won't even come up on YouTube. Yeah, we've been live for an hour and 4 minutes and 39 seconds and counting.
We caught a smallmouth, a walleye, and I just lost another walleye.
You lost one at the first spot.
Oh, that fish, I don't think that was even a walleye.
Oh. It was a muskie?
That was like a...
Does that jerkbait dive all the way down, or are you hoping they come up for it?
They'll come way up for it.
Yeah, they will. We actually have a new video that I'll finish up, put out there, and some interesting stuff on it. Little teaser for you guys.
You gotta get back into that big school right there.
Will you ever do a live trolling video at night?
That would... Filming at night, first of all, is really hard, incredibly hard.
Yeah. But I think we could do it.
We've done... You could.
I think we can do it.
It'd be brutal. It would be a task. So my jerkbait, you guys could see how high it is. It's that mark way up high. There you'll see it again. There you'll see it again. That fish is way down there. And they will easily come up that far a lot of times. Maybe not today because they're not very active, but you know. Oh, we might have some engagement here. Long death pause. Do a little pop. Come on. See that? You get them to come all the way up like that. Just can't get him to eat it right now. That's a bigger walleye for sure. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Fortunately, now he is back to the bottom of the lake. There's his buddies out there. Terrible cast. Just gonna redo that. Another not far enough cast. It's always hard to cast these drop shots with really long leads, like far and accurate. Might have to just run them down. So right now the weeds are inside of us, you can see. Holy cow, there's a bunch right here too. And obviously there's a whole bunch of stuff sitting on this weed edge. Some of these bigger groups like this will be suckers, they won't even be walleyes. But a cast or two should tell us. The other day I was out and kept casting at a few groups, and then I realized that they were suckers.
Dude,
those ones aren't suckers though.
No, I was just saying, on a guide trip, caught a sucker on a slip bobber.
Really?
That was impressive.
Here's a nice walleye. All right, boys, we're putting it together. Putting it together, we're putting it together. There we go. Walleye number 2. We have started piecing together a location, and they're actually biting a little bit. You know something else? The wind died down a little bit. I wonder if it was like that weird front all of a sudden. I just couldn't catch fish for a little while. Beauties, man. I absolutely love these like super gold dark Northwoods walleyes.
Give him oh.
What?
Give him a kiss for good luck.
Kiss for good luck? I thought you were gonna tell me to keep it.
No.
Keep that son of a gun.
Keep that fish. I'm hungry.
I kind of feel like slip bobbering one. My inner child is telling me you gotta watch a slipperini.
I'll leave one off the back here. I'll let you set the hook on it and everything.
You could, yeah. See if they bite it first. If they bite it, then we'll go full on slip bobbers. We'll rig up 6 gosh darn slip bobber rods.
I'm trying to figure out how to people are asking for the channel. I don't know how to do it.
You got a question, did we announce some of the giveaways yet? Yeah, we have actually.
So the only one left
We have one left.
is the graph.
It's the big one, the Helix 9. Do you use a tungsten weight when drop shotting?
Nah, I don't. He's coming up to it. Did not bite it though. Look at those guys over there, huh? We're in Wisconsin, so I can legally fish 2 rods even. So I mean, I could just turn around and fire the jerkbait around while that's out. That one's coming up to it. Oh, he's all over it, dude. Come on, bite it. But he did not bite it. They're goofy today, aren't they? What did I catch that last one on? A drop shot?
So the weight that comes in the slip bobber kit doesn't seem heavy enough to pull the bobber down.
It definitely is. I'm fishing with the same thing right now. We're gonna get a little double duty going on here.
Thank you, Eagle621. He said, nice buck. Appreciate that.
Nice buck, the guy says, huh?
What'd you say?
Nice buck.
Nice
Is that
buck?
what, is that what he said?
Yeah. Talking about my bow one.
Wasn't talking about my basket 4-pointer. Could have been.
Yeah. That was a nice one too.
That was a hell of a deer.
Booner. Didn't he go 172?
Something like that. Interesting, interesting. Want to go a little deeper?
See, there's one said, sorry, missed the lures you're using. Well, Tom is using everything.
About 9 different lures right now. Got your standard issue slip bobber going. We got a drop shot going. I've caught a fish on a drop shot and a jerk bait so far. And possibly a slip bobber fish coming up here, we'll see. They'll just kind of sit around it like that.
No, my channel is just gonna be whitetails. I don't hunt anything else. I honestly, the truth is, I literally hate
Say that
killing a
again?
deer. I struggle with it every year. Like in the middle of the season, I contemplate quitting hunting. Like it's weird. It's my passion. I love it, but I really hate doing it at the same time. A guy like Tom, he doesn't care though.
No, it's my free time
He usually
hobby.
has a shotgun tucked inside compartment of the boat, and he'll shoot anything that flies over.
Oh
him.
yeah.
Should we do that in the video in the riverboat? Catch some walleyes and
Shoot some stuff.
do some duck hunting?
Good. I feel like we're close to really like putting something together here.
All right, here's the better question for everybody watching this stream. Who wants to see Tom and I merge? Meaning, fall comes around and we switch gears to hunting. What do you think of that idea, Tommy?
Fall, the month of November is the one time where I don't film much.
They don't what?
It's where I don't film much. It's my one time where I don't have a camera in my face every
Well, I
day.
have the remedy for that.
I'm not saying I want the camera in my face every day. I'm actually shocked some of these fish aren't coming up to it. Don't jump, baby. Clearly some of these bass are coming off the spawn. This should be a walleye though. And should be a little nicer one, I think. Decent one. Nothing wrong with these. We may lose them right here. We'll see. This is a nice walleye though. Oh baby.
The nicest one of the day.
Oh baby.
They're getting bigger.
They're getting bigger.
You want a picture?
Yeah, get the, I need a new profile picture.
Grab the scale and the measuring board.
Yeah, the fish is 19.5 inches long. Ooh, I hooked myself though. There we go. Right as I was saying, I can't believe they're not coming up to it. That one.
Tom,
Close.
somebody said they'd recommend knitting for you.
Knitting? Yeah.
Or for me. I don't know actually who it was for, but maybe for both of us.
Yeah.
I've thought about it.
I wouldn't doubt if Mitch just sits at home and that's like actually what he does. I call him, he just watches it ring and he's sitting there crocheting something. He's like, oh, I'll call him back. There we go.
Call him back tomorrow.
Beauty. 2 jerkbait fish. 1 drop shot fish. It is all gonna get easier from here. Hopefully.
Oh, we said definitely can't get rid of the ice fishing. You got an ice junkie.
How many hardcore ice heads do we got out there? Do it.
Is it too soon in the time of year for crawlers? No, I
No.
don't think so. Probably wouldn't be the go-to, but it'd definitely work.
That one came up, got all over me. He's just eyeing me hard. His buddy's coming though. Come on, dude. Don't do that.
Cameron said he doesn't like ice fishing. No way.
I'm not even convinced Cameron likes fishing. He likes lake trout fishing for sure. Sometimes when I'm having a down day, I'll open out my phone and I got this video of Cameron riding on the, we were coming back in from way out on Lake Superior ice fishing for Lakers. And I got this video where Cameron's riding backwards, or no, he's riding forwards on the snowmobile, fish flying. But he's got, oh my gosh, he came way up high. He's wearing a jacket backwards with the hood covering his face.
I mean, let's be honest. Ice fishing is fun for like 3 weeks.
I know, that's kind of like the extent of it for me too. I've had poor luck when I get him to follow like this, actually doing something. This one might actually, I see he's just staring. Very strange. And I tangled my rod tip in the process. Anything way out deep?
Got a lot of ice junkies in the chat, Tom.
Oh gosh, and then we just badmouthed it like that. Not a good look.
No, they're gonna unsubscribe from your channel.
Yeah. Actually, ice fishing itself might not be that bad. Part of it might just be filming it. That's so brutal too.
Yeah, that is actually the challenge. Cameras do not like to work when it's cold. Cameron said he's gonna be a hardcore fisherman next weekend though.
I like the sound of that. Come on, make one of these big ones bite. I think he's gonna do it.
Said if you're not having fun ice fishing, you gotta switch gears and get into an ice castle. That actually makes it less fun.
Yeah, that is less fun to me. I like when I can like run around, be real like run around outside, fish off the back of a snowmobile. I mean, that's like my favorite way to fish.
Tom, do you have problems cleaning up the Mega Live screen in less than 10 feet?
Not really. Today it looks kind of fuzzy. There's just so much stuff in the water column, which is pretty typical for this time of year, honestly. Kind of strange. Right now they just don't seem to care at all about something like a slip bobber. All right, I'm gonna cast that out there. I gotta get a search bait on. Gotta rig that up real quick.
Ooh, bobber's down.
Oh, the guy got me.
Yeah.
He got me. Saying the bobber's down. It is kind of strange though. Some lakes you'll go to and they'll just choke slip bobbers down all day. And then for some reason, like, you'll come out here on a day and all of a sudden you can't get a fish to eat like a jig on a slip bobber or something. And and they'll prefer something like a drop shot.
It's calming down a little bit. You probably bare hook it and try it.
It is. I like aggressive style fishing lures, you know what I'm saying though? When I tangled and casted that jerkbait off, it really went for a ride. Did you turn your mic off, Mitchell? Man. Mitchell's currently relieving himself, taking a little PTO back there. There still is fish. I don't know if they're around the bobber or not. I would say this is definitely a lot less bitey than they have been. Would you agree, Mitchell?
Say that again?
They're a lot less bitey than I would say what they have been.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I think the last few days have been kind of like this though.
A little more up and down.
Yep. I mean, that's just what you expect when you have a bunch of frontal movement coming and going.
Yeah.
And we're also in that transition, you know, so you kind of fighting both there.
So when I generally connect line to line, I always do a double uni knot. Double the line back on itself, create a loop, do like 5 to 7 wraps around the main line, get it wet, snug it tight, grab your other braided line, do 5 to 7 wraps. It's all kind of about how you hold your fingers. If you hold your fingers like that, double unis are super easy to tie like that and super fast. Fishing clear water, I like to have a lead that's like, out here like 7 feet or so. A lot of times, because there's not a lot of walleyes in this lake and they're heavily pressured fish. Do I have a 3/8 ounce search bait back here? There's one right there. Beauty. All right, now they're done. Any other good questions, Mitchell?
Questions? No, I don't think so. I mean, it's hard to.
How many of you guys have been watching since the start?
Yeah, that's good. Good one. We got 339 people watching right now.
Really? 339 people waiting for me to get done tying this setup on.
Yeah. How far do you look out with live?
90 to 100 generally. Sometimes if I'm fishing like I was down in the Mississippi River this week doing some sharpshooting type casting type stuff, and that really shallow water where there's just a lot of clutter around, I'll suck it back into like 80 sometimes, 70. Especially in, I'd say, maybe really shallow water like that.
Got one. Does the identity rod actually let you cast farther than the performance?
Does the identity rod make you cast farther?
Let you cast farther.
I don't know if that was an advertised thing. The identity rods are super nice. They have a different feel than the standard Elliott rod. I don't really know how to describe it, but they are very catered to like very specific presentations. So like that's kind of the whole idea of what the Elliott lineup is. Now like they have certain models, like the one in which I just tied this search bait onto is called the Rig and Jig. That runs a 7'4" medium light, kind of a rod that's meant for throwing like light baits far, or like a finessey live bait rod. So depending on what model it is, it could be catered to that, yes.
Said I've had the braid tag end side even trimmed, super short. Grab the guide leading a jig to snap off casting lately with my double unis. Any ideas why not feel slim? Didn't used to happen.
Say that again.
Kind of like tying a double uni basically, and you're losing it at the braid. I'm guessing it's just if you're trimming it super short, it's probably just not tight yet. And
you're losing the knots breaking.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Like the knots breaking, like at the braid end. I think I got that right. I'm not sure.
There's a bunch of little walleyes below us, which I'm not concerned with.
And then one lost signal here. What are your thoughts on the gulp crawler on the search bait?
I love the gulp half crawler on a search bait. The only issue with it is that you go through about as many gulp half crawlers as you would night crawlers because they fall apart so fast. But they do work really good, and they are, I would say, one of my favorite ones for fishing this way.
Oh, he said knot's not breaking, but grabbing the guide, then the jig snaps line
okay.
off.
So if you're like rigging up like real heavy stuff, gosh, am I having an issue casting today? If you're rigging up like going like a 10-pound braid to like a 20-pound fluoro leader, like a really heavy fluorocarbon lead or something like that, go to an FJ knot or FG knot or whatever the heck it's called, and that knot has a lot less tag to it, and it'll go through the guides better. Much more painful to tie, but once you get used to tying it, it's not bad at all.
So you guys said use a carrot knot, Tom. It'll change your life.
I've never even heard of that, honestly.
I don't think I have either. There's like a million different knots, though. They probably all work. When will your fish move shallow, like 8 feet?
I mean, some lakes, they just are shallow. We wanted to actually do this live stream on a totally different type of lake, but due to service issues, we decided not to.
Tom, we got a notification. My channel's up to 720 subs.
How many have you gained?
I'm guessing like 20 something.
Oh, dang, dude.
Pretty good. We're growing.
It's honest work.
Somebody's done well with the robo worm.
Yeah, robo worm's good. Berkeley flatworm, pork crawler. I don't know what that mark was, way up high. See these, I think these are bass coming off the spawn.
So this is the second one now. I got to get a Starling dish for the boat. I have one, but I mean, I guess on the water where there's no obstructions, it probably would work, but it'd be pretty obnoxious to have one in the boat. We're already pretty tight in this thing right now.
Yeah, the amount of cords and stuff we got.
But I mean, hey, when push comes to shove, we can always grab it and
Elon!
ram mount it somewhere.
Right to the bow.
Yeah. Tom, will you guys plan any trips to Lake Superior for lake trout?
Possibly next weekend, if it's calm, but will it be filmed? I don't know.
That'd be a cool live stream, except there's zero service there.
Yeah. Literally zero service. So I used to go up there like once a week all summer for a couple of years. And then I just haven't done it in forever now. It's been so much walleye stuff. As much as it is, I just kind of do what I want all the time. I do try to film stuff that people want to see, and generally one of those metrics is how many views a video might get. And whenever I post stuff that's like lake trout stuff in the winter, a lot of views. Lake trout stuff in the summer, never got many views for me.
Yeah, it seems like really good Laker videos or musky videos just don't get a lot of views. But guys sure like watching you catch those 14-inch walleyes.
There's a couple in the weeds here. See if they come up and do something for us before this boat just runs them right over. Can see you guys in there.
Favorite food to have in the boat?
I don't know.
We never bring food in the boat actually.
Yeah, I know, I'm
Just
terrible at
dumb.
I'm terrible at bringing anything to eat.
There it is.
Oh, look at that. There's actually a bunch of them sitting around that little weed patch right there. This is feeling right. Is it the biggest one or is it just fighting hard? Might just be fighting hard.
It's looking like a nice fish though.
Might be the biggest one of the day.
You want me to scoop them for you?
I don't know, you want to be on camera?
Yeah, sure, why not? It's not my first time.
Get your little skinny behind up here.
I'm not skinny anymore.
He's decent, he's decent. I'm gonna grab him, I don't even want to put him in the net.
No,
Okay.
I got up here.
Fine.
I got up here, I'm doing this.
Scoop my fish
Oh,
then.
we're caught, hold on.
Oh, what a net job.
Look at that. The bait is caught, fish is off.
Oh gosh, look at that, Mitchell.
How dare you do that to that fish?
We're gonna get you back in the water, buddy. There we go. All right, well after a grueling start, we put it back together. Is that 4 walleyes?
I think so, yeah, and a bass.
4 walleyes and a bass.
That one's a nice dark
So
gold
if you do the
color.
math, 3 walleyes.
Yeah.
You gotta negate 1 for the bass.
Yep.
It was on the old jerkbait. Honestly, in a lot of lakes that are set up like this, it has been hard to get away from throwing this bait. I get bored of throwing the same things kind of over and over. This is a Rapala shadow wrap. But man, dude, it's just been like a bait that I've not been able to put down. Really jerk baits in general. And there's something about this time of year when they get up and over a lot of this structure like this, where it just becomes a really productive way to fish. Should I put a slip bobber on them? So this is my downfall. I'm like, oh, will they bite a slip bobber now? Let's find out.
Someone said we sound like an old married couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get that sometimes.
You'll have that.
What happened to oh, that's right, the jet boil. We did bring food in the boat, we lied.
Hot food in the summer just doesn't sound as good.
No, it does not. No. You know, honestly, there's a lot of times that I go to the grocery store and buy like, you know, salami and bread and
Oh my gosh, this
all
guy
the
forgets
fixings,
it
and then
every single
and I
time.
literally forget it every time. It's the worst. I got one that said, I stopped watching. Has Tom caught anything yet? Dang, you just missed.
Wow, dude.
You just missed 25 fish.
Got 25 or 30 since he quit watching.
Just lost faith.
Here comes one. He's gonna do it on the slip bobber.
Mitch, what is your YouTube channel called? It's just my name, Mitch Bix, even though it'll auto correct it as Mitch Bikes. So you gotta like click on it and make sure. I'm not a mountain biker, so that's not me. Although maybe I should get into mountain biking.
Should. I've been looking at your physique thinking, gee, this guy should really get into mountain
I
biking.
think I really needs to get back into fitness.
They go all over the slip bobber, but it's hard to get them to touch it.
A trophy pike video. That's like the second time I think I've heard that now. Trophy pike.
Really?
That sounds incredibly hard to do up here.
Yeah, you'd have to Great Lakes.
I mean, we could do it. Maybe we should go to Old Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Catch
do
those
that.
big ones. Tom is the dink master.
Dink master. Dude, we're fishing a small lake system here. I'll pull a 30 by the end of this.
What about having the sonar on the main screen and Tom on the corner screen? I suppose.
What time is it? It really feels like the rain's coming in.
Feels like what?
Does it feel like it's gonna start raining?
Judging by the barometric pressure and the wind temperature and the wind speed, my calculation says 47 minutes and 21 seconds. So take that with a grain of salt.
I will. I'll take that into. Oh, there's always a plus or minus 20 minutes. I'll give you a leeway on. Very strange. So one fish bit out of that pod, right? That was all I could get to go out of there. We can throw a drop shot at him real quick, see if that seems to matter at all. Or a search bait or something, but normally after you kind of pull those fish around like that, they're less
Always fish
to want to bite something
on
else.
an empty stomach. Primordial skills to hunt and kill are enhanced when you're hungry. This applies to fishing as well.
I actually like the sound of that.
I do too. When I guide, I don't eat until I'm done.
I cast it right into that big weed ball.
Does it help me catch more fish on the guide trip? No.
You don't know.
Sometimes, maybe.
You'd have to try it against.
Well, I guess next time I'll have to bring a tuna sub from Subway in the boat on the guide trip.
All right, we got to take a poll on this.
Who likes tuna from Subway? It's just so light. So you have to do it the right way though, okay? This is an art. So you gotta do tuna. You gotta ask for like, extra toasting when they toast it, because there's actually levels to that stuff. I don't know if you guys know that, so that's a little pro tip. So you get it nice and toasty. Pepper jack cheese, jalapenos, a little bit of banana peppers, good amount of vinegar and oil and salt and pepper. Wash it down with some salt and vinegar chips. Holy smokes, it'll change your life. Now, is it actual tuna that you're buying from Subway? Probably not,
Doubtful.
but it is tasty.
I just got a hard time believing anybody's gonna say like, yeah, tuna's my go-to.
Everybody says no.
I tell him he's disgusting.
We even got a hell no in there.
Yeah.
I just don't knock it until you try it.
What is that?
Ooh, that's a nice fish. That is a muskie. That's a muskie. That's a muskie. I gotta net it. We have to. We have to land it. We cannot.
It's on a drop shot.
Yeah, that's definitely a muskie. Or it's just a giant 7-pound smallie, it's a muskie.
It's not a 7-pound bass.
Dude.
Wasn't
That's
a
what happens
walleye.
when you horse it.
I wasn't horsing it. I backed it all off. It was not a walleye.
Everybody wanted to see a muskie.
They probably did. They probably did. Yeah, even that bite was very strange.
Yeah.
It was a large, not walleye kind of fish, though. I can tell you that for sure.
Or you can buy a tuna sandwich from a guy selling them out of the back of his van. Man, there's a lot of hatred out there for Subway.
There's nothing like some fresh.
How many of these people are throwing these comments and they're gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna try it tonight. I'm going there.
No one, dude.
Just try it.
No one's trying it.
Yeah, Cameron wanted to see that fish. I agree. Tom purposely lost that. I know he did.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. It was not a walleye, though.
I mean, this is a good comment, though. I got a pretty silly to eat a tuna sub from Subway, but won't keep any walleye. I hear you, though.
Every time I see you get that tuna, like if we're traveling, the sight of it grosses me out, honestly.
It's one of those weird things. The funny thing is I don't eat tuna otherwise either.
Really?
No, I don't. When I was in the Navy, one of my buddies liked tuna subs from Subway, and he convinced me to try it one time because I thought the same thing that all you guys think, and it was pretty good.
And you've just had a half open eye and drooling out of your left side of your mouth ever since.
Yeah. I'll probably die in 4 years.
Oh, where'd that bigger fish go that was just out there?
The chicken breast is definitely not chicken breast. That I 100% agree.
But you
That
believe
is
the
not
tuna's
chicken.
tuna?
Dude, it's if you're getting Subway, it's like the only good thing there. I mean, is it fake like everything else? Yeah, 100%. You got one live fishing on YouTube. This is wild.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
It's cool. This is the future.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's basically our own little TV show. You guys get to interact with us. Nothing's cut. It's all real.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get any more real than doing it live, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know the camera quality sucks right now and angle and whatnot, but once we really figure this out, you can guarantee that I'll go crazy with it and try to do cool stuff. When will that be? No idea.
7 years from now.
No, it'll be faster.
There's more fish back behind me I kind of want to loop back through. Some of these low singles are hard to, struggling to get to them. So much bait in there. It's like, you see this a lot where you get bait up high and then a walleye just like sitting like that under them. Is it time to move spots or go back to where we saw all those fish?
Or go back where?
Turn around and go back to where I saw that bigger school.
Somebody said you should have stayed in the first spot.
First spot?
Start doing some giveaways live. Tom, we should auction off your
So here's the
socks
problem
right
with YouTube giveaways. I gotta find a better way to do them.
We should give away these Birkenstocks.
Because it opens it up way too much to like spam and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Have you guys fished the Winnebago system?
We're actually talking about going there soon.
Is there a point, or is there still a point in this transition period where it makes more sense to troll than to scope?
Yeah, I mean, you could troll
Definitely.
right now. A lot of it's
Yeah.
kind
I
of how
think
you
it's
like to fish.
a matter of preference. But will that be efficient? More than likely, yes.
A lot of times, like, we're obviously fishing a big weed edge right now. You'll get fish spread out in these areas, and one really productive way we always used to fish was just pull spinners through it. Put on like a 1/4 or 3/8 ounce slider weight, and you know, like a 4, 5, 6 foot lead to a spinner rig, and then just kind of pull through these areas, these big weed areas too.
You can tell it's early in the boating season. Tom's legs are still super white.
Yeah, they are. You
These
guys
are
want to see
always
something?
super-
Though? I wore
The guy's the most pasty person you'll see.
yesterday for half the day. I wore a long sleeve shirt, which I pulled up. Look at these arms. Look at those red tan
Look at the
lines.
guy's got sub written on his hand. He's gonna get a tuna sub after this.
Subscribers, Mitchell, is what I had written down.
There's a giveaway idea. Day on the water with Tom.
Man, is there a bunch of them back in there. They're just around all that bait.
What are you guys fishing with, and which lake? Which lake?
We were fishing your typical Northwood style lake. We were fishing with drop shots, jerk baits, slip bobbers, the normal gauntlet, I would say. There's a big school of them tucked in there in the weeds. I just can't get them to eat. Every time you laugh, I'm like, oh, this must be a good one.
There's, you know, people are still hung up on the old tuna, I think.
You started something.
Like I said, I didn't know we were having a lobster with walleye tonight.
That's a good one. What do you think, Mitchell? Should we move spots or should I just keep going here so we don't have to start everything up and move?
I mean, I'd work back through.
Okay.
Probably, because it's not like, I don't know. Or, like I said, I'd try to push out into the basin a little bit.
There's not much out there.
Yeah, that's the problem, though, is that could be a total gamble.
I was kind of halfway looking at it. Yesterday there was.
Is that a medium or medium light for your jerkbait rod?
Just pretty much a medium. I do like something that will load into the backbone a little bit. Not something like extra fast. Lots of weeds and bait fish. How many concurring viewers do we have?
382, went down a little bit.
Nice.
What live scope mount is that? That is TKI CNC. You can just Google it quick. It's out of Montana. I mean, I'd probably say it's the best one we found by far, right?
They are tough.
Yeah, they're indestructible.
It also doubles as a rod holder.
Somebody wants you to describe John Gillespie in one word.
So I've met John a whole bunch of times. I've done TV stuff with him before. Super nice guy. He's obviously very into it on camera. But I will say this. Anybody, if I can have half the career he's done, filming 52 things a year for a lifetime, that is pretty difficult to do.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. That is not easy to do.
No. I mean, how many fishing and hunting TV shows have come and gone? And that guy's been at it for how long? You know?
Oh, man. Anyone else remember the old pro staff joke video? You remember that one?
Oh, man.
That was fun. That was a long time ago.
Throwback.
Yep.
Bunch of crappies in that weed right there.
What is your personal best walleye?
32 and a half.
That's so made up.
No, it's not at all. I know I've never caught one bigger than that. I can tell you that.
How do you know it was 32 and a half?
Because we measured it on a bump board. How else would you know it was 32 and a half?
You don't even have a bump board.
Dude, this was like 6, 7 years ago when I always carried one.
Do you catch it muskie fishing?
No. Caught it on the Bay of Green Bay where everybody goes to catch their biggest walleye. Although, I'm going to catch a 35 on Fort Peck this summer.
Yeah. Some big ones there. Have you ever used Garmin? Why do you prefer Humminbird?
I've always used Humminbird, super comfortable with it. Obviously been using it forever. Yeah, but I've fished in a few buddies' boats who have had Garmin forward-facing stuff. Gosh, I just saw a nice school. I made just the worst cast on them. Come on, dude, eat that. As you guys can see, they are all over me right now. And none of them bit. Interesting. Not an ideal situation. Oh man, holy cow. We just tangled everything. These ones are super close. Are they gonna bite for me? Doubtful.
How close do you get to fish before you cast at them?
Ideally, I like to keep them out like 80, 90 feet, especially in clear water. But sometimes you're obviously moving around. Like when I start getting walleyes real close to me, like this is a decent range right here. 60 out, just put it right on top of them. See if they do anything here. They did not. They are stingy.
Got a couple seminar questions. One about coming out to Loveland, Colorado, and then how many seminars this year?
So I'm actually already done with seminars this year. I tried to cut back a lot this year. Not that I don't like doing them, but it was a lot of driving last year. I feel like my whole summer was spent driving around the Dakotas from one seminar to another.
I got a question for the chat. How many people want to see the little riverboat, some riverboat
We
action?
literally just talked yesterday about getting it back out.
Yeah, in some super small water.
Yeah. I even made some phone calls to some of the souls who have fished there before.
And it might be the type of video like walleyes, bass.
Yeah, so if we do some of this real
Pike,
small water
muskie.
stuff, it very well could be a lot of content where it's going to be like, 3 smallmouth, a 34-inch muskie, and 6 walleyes maybe, or something like that, you know. I mean, you guys know how a lot of that little river fishing stuff goes. It is, I mean, that is one thing that is really fun about it, obviously.
Tom, do you like the Minn Kota Quest now that you got some time on it?
Yeah, it's insane. The power is unreal. How quiet the motor is crazy. They are the real deal. There's no doubt about that. It is a long way up for those fish to go.
Some people definitely want to see the river rig back in action.
Do they?
Yes, and I agree with them.
All right, we'll get her back. Commit. I don't know if these fish are just acting like they got really beat up this weekend or what exactly the deal is.
Said, can you talk about what you were seeing on your live? It's obvious when you see fish suspended, but what marks a fish on
Yeah, so
bottom
there's
or
one
not
out there
properly?
right now at about 80, and there's actually 3 or 4 of them out there. So I just launched the search bait way off the screen, and now I'm gonna reel it back through out there. And what you're gonna hopefully be about to see here is some of these fish starting to pop, and they'll start coming back at me. We'll see if any of them move. Which they did not move, unresponding. You can see there's another one that just popped up in there. I don't know if we got to hit him with a drop shot or if we give him one more cast with the search bait. They are acting very skittish today, though. Come on up and do it. See, he tried. Just didn't chase it all the way in like you want him to. Jerk bait away. I feel like if I can get a good enough cast, I can get this one. That cast might not be a good enough kind of cast though.
Tom, do you think live scope or forward facing is changing fish for the good or bad?
I'm totally indifferent. I mean, did side image change fishing? Did regular sonar? Did GPS mapping? Right? The problem is if you start going down the road of like, oh, do you start banning like sonar devices that are improvements over the previous sonar device? Then where do you draw the line? Are you drawing the line at, you know, I mean, it's just kind of like this endless cycle of, oh, can't use that. I mean, it's kind of a ridiculous conversation, which is obviously what people say. Come on up. Yep. Oh my gosh, how did he not get that? He just streaked, dude. He totally missed it.
We got a few people that want to see you bust out a Ned rig.
Dude, it's such a slow, methodical way to fish. This lake, I just honestly don't have that much luck on it either. I cannot believe that fish missed the bait. That is shocking to me that fish couldn't eat that thing. He's gonna do it again. Come on. Man. His buddy's coming now. Wow. Those ones are picky. Onward. We're not going to waste any more time on those fish. That bigger one, though, did try to bite. There's one. Put the brakes on. Wow, he came right up to it, sniffed it, and left. Interesting. Oh, tangled ourselves up. We need another fish, Mitchell.
I agree.
Need to get that second wave going. Maybe I'll hit next one with the old drop shot. Wow, that one didn't even follow it. some way up here in the shallow stuff. Oh yeah. Really gonna have to put the brakes on here to fish these things. Wow, dude, they totally swung out on me. They're definitely, so this is that classic situation where they did not like getting hit with that forward-facing beam at all. And we could see those fish, I had them on there, and then they just bailed immediately. And that was a good little pot of them too.
Tom, we got another question here.
Yep.
What is so special about a jerkbait versus other crankbaits? Like, could you use a flicker shad with twitches or pauses and could get it the same bites?
Well, it suspends. I think some flicker shads do suspend. Flicker shads are so light they're hard to like cast far too. It's another problem you run into, but it's also like a profile thing. They seem to like eating like a lot of perch in here. Perch are kind of a longer looking fish, obviously, but a lot of times it's just that I can cast it really far. It has that perfect kind of head down suspend, and it's twitchy. You could twitch a flicker shad, but it's gonna do a lot more like, you know, kind of like that. Or it seems like these fish almost need to get triggered a little bit, so they like that like snappy suspend look to it. Those ones are just too deep. There's one big one way out there. Get the search bait. Oh, where did he go? They followed it a little ways, but that was it. It was all they gave me. Stick the drop shot on them. Terrible cast. Shocked I can't get one of these sitting around this pot of bait to go. How long have we been even rolling for?
We've been going for 2 hours and 6 minutes.
2 hours and 6 minutes.
Feels
definitely
longer,
a
doesn't it?
slower bite. My gut's telling me to move spots. These fish are beat up. I don't like sitting on fish. How many fish did we catch on that first live we did?
I'm not sure.
Like 10 or so? That was a lot shorter one.
Yeah, I think we wrap it up by now already and probably caught somewhere 8+ range.
So definitely slower bite, you're saying? Not as much in this little corner. They're all back in there, it seems like. We'll keep rooting around though. Maybe I'll just go farther this way. There's one out there. Kind of lost him. He's coming. Come on. You got to come up farther than that, though. He's looking up at it. Can't get him to come screaming up though. A lot of bait switching today. A lot of this than that. Any other questions, Mitchell, or are they starting to less questions?
Let me look here. We got, are you mostly using live up in front, or are you using 360 yet to zero in as you're searching?
Using a lot more just off the bow right now. I use a lot of side imaging when I'm like in search mode.
Another one said, I think all of our thunderstorms have our fish screwed up in Nebraska. Are they that spooky and sensitive?
Oh, dude, it's been a lot of that up here too. We've had so much weird weather the last couple weeks. Honestly, some of my best days have just been like when it's normal weather and it's bright, sunny, flat calm.
I agree.
I've had better luck on those days than I have like on this, all these fronts just rolling through all the time.
So Tom, you have your TKI on a track mount. You seem to always fish with it on the bow on the right side. Do you feel you use it in other parts of the boat to need a track mount?
Yeah, so what I do, I got 2 lives mounted up on the bow, but one's plugged into my bottom graph, one's plugged into the top one. Most of the time I just use my top one and one, but if I want to go like crazy basin search mode, I'll just drop both down and point them like opposite directions. You can fish that way. But the other thing I do is I have and I would highly recommend this if you are gonna like set up a boat with, let's say, 1 live system, because 2 is ridiculous, right? Rig up, have at least get the plugs and the wiring to plug it into your back graph. Because like a lot of times if I go river fishing, like I was fishing some wing dams this week, and I was running it on the back of the boat on the track back there. And that's obviously for when you're fishing like wing dams and stuff like that, it works way better to have it in the back of the boat. The plugs are cheap. It's the transducer that's expensive, so. Oh my gosh, eat it, dude. Got him right there. What the heck is this? Feels really small. It is a walleye though. He actually ain't even that small. He just felt small. It's barely corner hooked. That was a good pot of fish. We finally weaseled one right out of there. Don't come off, buddy. Don't come off. All right, we got it. 5 walleyes, baby.
There we go.
Banner day on the water. But one thing with these lives is, as we've said many times, there's no like faking it, right? It's not like in a video we ever try to make a day where it looks like, you know, we fished 8 hours to catch 5 fish, where it's like, holy cow, it's on fire today, it's every cast, right?
Yeah.
But doing these live, I mean, you guys get to see the whole progression, which is, I think, cool anyways. And still, the jerkbait, for as weird as the bite is, we're gonna cast the drop shot at him though. Could just be the spot too or something, you know? Gotta turn my boat.
Got a comment that said it's been extra windy at Devils the last few weeks. I feel like it's always pretty windy there.
Yeah.
Ooh, they like the drop shot
We're
too.
on, baby, on the drop shot. Drop shotting. See, this school decided to bite. That's a nice fish.
It's a good one.
He ain't super big. He's a nice one though. Isn't that funny? You cast at all those fish and then you get into one pot of fish, make 2 casts and you get 2 bites.
With 2 different presentations.
With 2 different presentations, yeah. One thing I've noticed a lot with like casting big stuff, like let's say you're just jerk baiting fish, they get really like accustomed to that stuff a lot faster. So like a lot of times you'll see me catch a fish out of a pot on a jerk bait and the next thing I do is pick up a drop shot. And I think a lot of times they'll get real followy on stuff that's off bottom and moving real linearly, where you throw something different at them and you'll get, you know, another one out of the school. There we go. Seems to be the jerkbait drop shot 1-2 punch.
We might as well throw a slip bobber on them too and see if they'll hit that.
Should we?
Yeah.
Do I still have that bobber rod rigged up?
You might as well just leave one out. I'll cast it around.
You're gonna blind cast the slip bobber around?
You betcha.
That just sounds like a Mitch program.
I mean,
I'll throw a bobber on one. I mean, I want to watch a bobber go down. There's nothing better than watching a bobber go down. Where are you guys from? Let's hear that. Where are you guys viewing this from? And not like your mom's basement or something like that.
geographical location.
Geographically location.
If you were fishing shallow, would your go-to be death jig or crawler harness?
Say that again?
If you're fishing shallow, would your go-to be crawler harness or death jig? Is death jig like
It's the Walleye Nation's version of a
gotcha,
search bait.
yeah, that's what I thought.
If I'm fishing shallow, it all depends. I mean, 2 weeks you guys will be watching a live we'll be doing from potentially the same body of water, and I won't put a search bait down. Every fish will bite the search bait immediately. Obviously today it seems like for whatever reason it's more jerky stuff or stuff just sitting there. And isn't it funny how it seems like the drop shot will get bit but the slip bobber won't?
Yep. We got some Illinois, Chicago, St. Cloud, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota.
So it's a pretty good spread.
Yep.
Oh, this one's coming up to it. Come on, buddy, do it. Do it. I want to see my bobber go down. I mean, that is just a stack of them.
Cameron Crockett enters the chat again.
Dude, leave us alone, Cameron. Come on, dude.
He says, I have a challenge for y'all. All right. Okay. Let's hear it, Cameron.
So this Cameron guy, we went to, well, actually.
He's just this weird guy that won't leave us alone.
Oh, that too, but. We went to high school together, college together. Isn't this funny how they just won't eat the slip bobber right now for whatever reason? There's clearly plenty of them out there. They keep coming up, bubbling up, and looking at it.
right, Cameron, I'm waiting for this challenge.
Yeah, seriously, you're just gonna leave us
Come on.
empty like that?
What are you doing?
Got a crazy challenge for you guys, and then just no response after that.
Well, I'm sure he's
Cameron
like,
Crockett left the chat.
he's in the middle of Call of Duty right now, for sure. So he probably had to get back in the action, and then he'll get back to us. Oh, wait. Oh, each of you fish. First one to catch a fish wins. Loser gets launched off the boat.
You want to do it?
You want to do that?
I mean, it's gonna be weird because you can put your live down on that side.
What'd you say?
You can run the other live.
To this back graph?
No, to this graph.
You don't have a graph.
We can't stream it, but you'd have to fish up here, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be just casting at the same fish.
Yeah. I don't want to have to jump in the water.
No.
I actually did go for a swim last weekend, though. Water temp was 58.
How was it?
Cold as can be.
Got another comment. When are we going muskie fishing again on camera?
Lots of those comments, huh?
Yeah, man. People want to see. We got to get old Bo Dolan up here for a bender.
Yeah, we could do that. A proper bender.
A proper one. And just fish 5 different lakes.
Oh, dude, I thought he had it. Now we got a little wind or storm front coming back in.
Oh, here's a good one too. The riverboat for muskie. That actually.
Riverboat muskie trip?
Yeah, we should do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that actually does sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we were talking about doing.
Yeah, we should do that. The question is, do we want to do it now or do we want to wait till when we...
June's a good time on the rivers, I think.
What's that?
With all the rain we've had, the rivers should be nice and high and accessible with our little boat.
Yeah. Have we ever done a Canadian trip? Nope.
Nope.
I've never been there. Have you ever been there?
Nope. Man, they sure will follow that thing.
Green Bay for muskie. That's actually something I'd like to do.
You
One
would
time,
actually?
just one time.
Should we get goofy with them and throw a snap jig at them? See what transpires. I got so many different rods going on up here right now.
A couple more questions. Have you tried a hair jig under a float today?
Have not.
Do you pay attention to barometric pressure?
Not really. I don't really pay attention to much, honestly.
One says it's hard to see on the graph. What are your water conditions, depth, clarity, surface temps, etc.?
Surface temp is 63-ish. Fishing a relatively clear lake. It's obviously June 2nd right now, I think's the date. Yesterday was Mitchell's birthday.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
52 years old.
52. Man,
Crazy.
Guy is just aging incredibly fast.
52 years of age. Yeah, they don't want anything to do with that. It's a no-go on the old snap jig today.
So
Yeah.
how about a kayak video? It's been a long time since you've done one.
Oh, me and Shelby actually did one.
I was gonna say you did a kayak video?
Crazy, right?
Really?
Believe it or not.
Yeah, that's I didn't know you did that. We should do some videos off a jet ski, like the fishing style jet skis.
Just
I'm
see how
talking
many
about run and gun.
different styles of craft we can catch a fish out of.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you to everyone saying happy birthday.
Anybody saying there's no Walleyes 52, or do people actually?
No, actually, that's funny. No one has questioned that yet. Really weird.
Dude, how do you guys get so close to it but then you don't bite it?
Do you like doing this? Do you feel under pressure?
No, it's fun. I mean, obviously you want to like catch fish to, you know, make it entertaining, but ultimately you just, you know.
Said we should go fish the Florida Keys in the winter. That actually sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's been on my list for a while. I just haven't done it yet. I always feel like I'll just never come back, though, is the problem.
And then I would actually really enjoy seeing you guys jump in a small tournament and making content.
Yeah, I always thought I'd have
that'd be
a
fun.
midlife crisis one day and just start fishing like every walleye tournament.
We should. Too bad we can't enter that Lake of the Woods one or whatever. It's probably filled.
Do we move spots? Are these fish all burned? They're all tuckered out.
Well, we might as well make a move, huh?
What time is it? It's 5:45?
Yeah, it is. Did you look at your graph and guess that or what?
Yeah, I forgot I had it up here. What's our time? How long have we been streaming for?
2 hours, 26 minutes.
For 5 walleyes and a bass.
Yep. And a lost muskie.
And a lost muskellunge or something. Some kind of, who knows what kind of big fish. It was feeling very musky-ish, though. What'd you catch one out here the other day? A drop shot?
Muskie?
Yeah.
Jig and minnow.
Oh, a jig and a minnow.
The muskie was a whopping 25 inches.
Oh, it was only 25 inches?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was tiny.
We caught like a, I don't know, mid-30s one this morning. Steve actually caught it. There's something I like.
Somebody said 6 walleyes, so maybe it caught more than you think.
Oh yeah, maybe.
We'll take it.
I'll take that. How am I not getting one of these to go, boys?
Somebody wants to know if you still fish for fun.
Yeah, so one thing I've always wondered is like, man, like when I retire or something, whenever I'm like done doing this, is it gonna be weird like going fishing for like fun again? See, I don't like this when I drag the fish all the way to me. But I do always wonder that.
Have you fished Vermilion Lake in Minnesota?
Yes, I actually filmed there twice. Once last spring. Yeah, I guess just that was the only time I filmed there, was once last spring. Caught a whole bunch of fish. Oh, actually we filmed ice fishing there too.
Yeah, we did, yeah. I think like, what, 1 or 2 videos? 1 video for sure.
I think just one video, yeah.
Are you always looking into the wind so you can have better boat control when you see some?
Try to. Right now I'm not, and it's annoying, and it...
Definitely if you fish off the bow. If you're fishing off the back, it's a little tougher. I try to cut the wind a little bit. Because if you keep the fish off your left side, you're trying to cut the wind, and you land on a pod, you can spot lock on them and still cast to them.
How's my computer life doing? Is it staying charged?
Yeah, I think so. Let me look.
The upper right corner. It takes a lot to keep everything powered this whole time while we're doing this. Believe it or not. Is it good?
Yeah, we're good. It's like just over half.
Okay. So it is actually slowly draining.
It's draining it even with it hooked up to a
So
charger.
we may have to figure that out eventually. Oh no, Mitchell, I got one, but my tip's tangled. We got him on. It's the fish catch of the day. It is a walleye too. Yes, yes. We did it. Never give up.
Never, ever
Never give up. Look how he ate that too. I mean, we're gonna have like the mess of the century up here. That's thinking on your feet right there. He wanted it.
Yeah, he crushed it.
It got dicey for a second though.
Yeah.
Why can't they all bite it?
I was
like
gonna
that?
get up and unwrap it for you quick, but he beat me to it. Have you ever fished Lake Superior?
Oh, all the time. Or used to fish it all the time. Lake Superior. So I actually live like an hour from Lake Superior. And Lake Superior is an incredible place to fish. It's big smallies. Fished that a little bit this spring. Trout, salmon, walleye fishing is very interesting up there. Obviously there's like a population of walleyes in Lake Superior, and like a lot of them congregate around rivers or bays or things like that. Like closest to where we live, the Schwamingen Bay, St. Louis River, things like that. But they will get like nomadic out in the lake. And I filmed up there last year doing a casting bite that I really want to do more of this year. I can't believe nothing got more tangled. Yeah, Lake Superior is a ton of fun. Mitchell, chuck me a water.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you if you
I haven't had
needs
any
one.
water.
Gonna just drop dead up there in the bow.
Nobody's still commented Mitchell's not 52.
Actually, I think I missed it. I don't know if someone did or not. I think somebody might have said one comment.
Any comments on that wild fish catch?
Not yet. It wasn't very impressive. Try harder. What else do you have in that bag of tricks?
I don't know.
Someone's wondering if you still guide.
No, I haven't in like 6 years. Is that pod still up there? Negative. Those ones had the right attitude. Unfortunately, I can't find any more of their buddies up here. Except what do we have here? Got a tangled up bait. Not good. The one downfall of always fishing into the wind is tangling your tip, tangling your bait, casting really far. There's one right there. I just don't think I can get him to go because he's too close.
Got a couple live questions. Besides active fish, what specifically are you looking for on the screen? Just pods of 2 to 4 walleye and going for those doubles?
Yeah, so a lot of times I'll like drive over fish if it just looks like there's a bunch of like little ones up in the weeds like here. Or stuff like there's obviously one sitting right there right now, but he's so close to me and I already cast it at that one when I was farther back that way. It's also hard to, in this really clear water, to get them to go when they're that close to you. But the one thing is I don't feel bad like driving past a bunch of fish to get around more fish. Just because the way I like to fish is just kind of like flying around on the trolling motor. So see how this one's like kind of starting to move here? My bait's right up there at the bottom of all that clutter. There's no way this one bites that close to me. I'd be shocked.
The other one is they're having a hard time seeing your basically bait tracking on live.
Could you just see it right there? I mean, that was a pretty obvious.
He's asking if you can see it most of the time. I think that's kind of like a huge myth of live though, is constantly just seeing like seeing your bait and seeing a mouth open up and bite it and things like that. Like
when you get small stuff out, like when you're trying to cast little tiny stuff out like 80 or 90 feet, you're not going to see it. Like obviously jerk bait, you'll see the drop shot sinking down to the bottom in the weeds. You'll see stuff like that. Right now there's just a ton of like surface clutter on a lot of these lakes with all like just the pollen and just kind of how a lot of the lakes I've been fishing have been. So you get a lot of like this little bit more cluttered stuff when you're up in the weeds like this, and that's just pretty normal. Obviously, like trying to pick fish out of real shallow weeds is one of the harder things to do with forward facing. Like it's easy when you get out to a 20-foot rock hump or sand hump and you know anything elevated up high, you're like, oh, there's a fish, right? One thing you'll learn by fishing this way, or one thing I've learned for sure, is that a lot of the bigger fish, like all right, bunch of weeds right here, obviously weeds and bait fish everywhere. A lot of your big fish will set up like out in here, like off the edge, way out off the edge like that. So a lot of times I just go around hunting like those kind of fish that are there. Like a mark like that right there. That's generally gonna be a little bit better sized fish. Can I get a bait all the way out there to him in time? That was a terrible go at it. There is a fish closer to me too here. But I love those big ones that suspend out off the edge like that. Those are my favorite marks to see. He's kind of flickering around on me. Where'd you go, buddy? Kind of lost him for a second.
I'm gonna swap some mic batteries out quick, so we're gonna lose audio for a minute.
Am I dying? Oh, yeah, that's right, you can't see. I'm still saying full.
Yeah, these are full.
Oh, the transmitter or whatever the heck it's called. All right, you guys are gonna lose audio for about 30 seconds here.
All right, we should be back on with audio. Can you guys in the chat confirm it? once somebody confirms that we're back on, I got a couple questions here.
Are we live? Can you guys hear the audio? Is it flickering on the thing, Mitchell?
Yeah, I mean, we're good. I just want to make sure it's good on the stream.
Yeah, no, I just wonder
we're all
if-
good. Any pointers for planning a long distance fishing trip?
The biggest one's travel-wise. Get a hotel that has plenty of boat parking if you're staying in a hotel or something like that. And has power outside. Those are my two biggest pet peeves from me traveling myself, is when I get to a hotel and there's no power outside and the parking lot's really small. So those are a couple things to make sure of. As far as timing goes, like, I don't put a lot of weight in that, because, like, what are you gonna do? Just sit around and, you know, if you got the time for a fishing trip, go on a fishing trip.
Any advice on, if you know, like, if you were looking at a map somewhere and say you didn't know much about a lake and it's not a big destination lake, like maybe some advice on what you would look for, like DNR stocking numbers, things like that.
Yeah, things like that. Obviously, most of the time people do like big trips. It's like to a pretty well-known location, but yeah, you can always look at like DNR data for like how many fish are surveyed in the recent year, things of that nature. We don't ever, actually, there's only been one time ever, like, I called around, like, how's the fishing? Should I come over and film or not? And that trip didn't go good anyways. But, yeah, if you have the time, go. I always thought about making a second app called, like, The Traveling Fisherman, where, like, you rate hotels for how good they are for, you know, your classic 3 out of 10 star fisherman hotel that Mitchell loves.
Yeah,
We got some wild hotel stories over the years.
we stayed in some bad ones, that's for sure.
There's been
But
some
still,
good ones.
it's all memories. It's all fun to look back on now. I mean, at the time, it sucked when you thought you were for sure gonna wake up with bed bugs, but
I've got bed bugs twice.
do you have truck camp at the boat ramp? You know, we haven't, but I'm looking into doing one of those sweet little aluminum camper things on my truck, mostly for hunting, but I think if I threw one on, I'd probably sleep at the ramp.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Or somewhere close by it, I guess, you know. I can tell you right now, I would not sleep at the boat ramp at Pool 2 in Minneapolis.
No.
Not after
Got
last
some
time I was
interesting
there and the guy
stories
pulled
from
up to
some
me
of those
asking if I was
boat
looking for a good time. Cameron said he's out. Mitch, I'll see you this weekend unless you're going to be lame. Oh, wow.
Wow, coming at Mitchell, huh?
So, Cameron, he might already be out. Is he coming up here?
Yeah, he's, Shelby's
Then I'll definitely see you,
gonna be
Cameron.
out of town all weekend, so we're bacheloring it up. All right, we gotta move spots. Overall though, I mean, saw a lot more than we caught, but we did produce 6 or allegedly 7 walleyes there, depending on, I don't know who's counting exactly. Someone was counting.
Well, somebody said 6, and then you caught, what, 2 more after that? So.
Yeah, we definitely have a pending weather system coming in too. It'd be really nice if we could go get a few more fish before that comes all the way in on us. Are you guys enjoying this? Drop some comments. Tell me if you guys are enjoying this. Obviously, it's kind of a unique style of content, but we are trying our best. And if you guys have any like good ideas, like, hey, I want to see this on here, I want to see this on here, let me know, because we want to kind of make this the best thing we can.
Yeah, kind of curious too how often you'd like us to do this, like 3 times a week, once every 2 weeks, once a week.
Mitchell loves doing these because it saves him about 15 hours of editing.
Yeah, I'd rather do this 4 days
But
a
don't
week.
worry, we're still making like normal style videos.
Yeah, I'll have a video done tomorrow.
You will?
Yeah, unless we're traveling. Then
I mean,
won't.
you better. All right, I'm driving.
All right, let's go. Gosh.
We're back. Mitchell, do the ad read.
The ad read?
Just make up an ad and read it.
I think you're better at making up ad reads.
Athletic Greens. Any Joe Rogan viewers out here?
Hopefully there is.
AG1, is that what it's called or something? This episode is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Make hiring easy. Is that good or no?
That one's really good. Sounds just like it.
Do we have any fight fans on here? You think?
I don't know.
Everywhere is just real dirty, water-wise.
Tom, someone wants to know how fast your boat is.
Like by myself, it'll go like 50. Woo!
That's cruising.
Me, it'll go about 50 with all the camera gear. When I put someone like Mitch in, it slows her down considerably.
She's running about 37.
37 just bogged down.
Yeah,
Oh, look,
right.
that was Walleyes right here. Might have messed this up trying to make a joke.
Somebody commented Sean O'Malley. So we do have a fight fan in the
We got a
chat.
few fight fans. I think he's fighting like next week or the week after or sometime soon. I don't know. No, maybe it's sometime this summer or something. I don't remember.
How do you feel about the performance of with 175 versus maxing out with a 250?
I would like to try one of the 250s. My gosh.
My vote would be 250. But this 175, I mean, there's no issues at all. Yamahas are so snappy and torquey.
Yeah, they
though.
are really snappy. Wow, dude, that one came up to it. I just felt my line pop. Well, that didn't take long on the new spot. Nice fish, too.
Nice fish.
I kind of gave up on that fish because I was getting so close. I just kind of death stalled it there and just felt whack. Oh, here we go. We're getting it done. Oh, the pressure. Just sweating up here, Mitchell. I hardly take it.
I know. Every time the wind blows, I'm getting splashed back here.
What's that?
Every time the wind blows, I'm getting splashed with the sweat.
Oh, man. Get you off here, buddy.
Did you watch the fights last night?
I did, yeah.
Did you?
Yep.
We got one comment that said the Strickland Casa was boring. Was it boring?
Yeah, but Strickland's kind of got that weird style where he just like shells up and just melts people kind of by pressure.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah, no, well, the lovely Shelby made me lasagna. And then she wanted to watch a movie. And I fell asleep.
So you didn't watch the fight?
And then I woke up and watched fights.
Oh. Or you watch highlights, you mean?
No, I watched the whole thing. Well, I watched the last 3 fights in the main card.
Someone asking if that was a pot of walleye. I assume probably like...
Yeah, there's actually another one sitting right here. They're sitting right, there's so much clutter on the graph in here. And they're sitting right on the other side of that pot of bait. And you might think like, oh man, a walleye's never gonna sit, or the bait fish isn't always gonna sit right around the walleye. They'll kind of look like this, where you can see there's a walleye sitting almost like right under all that bait. And a lot of times when they start like, it's like the bait fish can tell like when the walleye is like active or not. Because all of a sudden you'll get to the point where like the walleye starts like perking up like he's gonna bite and all the bait will leave. Oh, first cast on the spot with Colin, huh? No, I don't think it was first cast.
All right, I got another question. I thought I asked it, but I must have forgot. This one's been asked a bunch. Like, what's your opinion on Garmin, and would you ever switch? That's been like a pretty
Can you double tap that power button?
common question here.
Would I switch to Garmin? I don't know. I've ran hummingbirds my whole life and I'm super comfortable with them. It's hard to quit using what you know to switch. Sunday nights are probably a good time to do these, huh? Everybody's kind of at home. The big thing we're limited to is service and weather. You obviously can't do this in the rain, and you obviously can't do this where there's not service. You guys can see a lot of what I try to do is like keep the weeds off one side, keep the weed edge off the other side. Oh, there's a walleye way up there off the edge. So I don't really need like a GPS graph that much even to run a lot of these spots. A lot more of it's just like following the edge around with live, I'd say. That one's pretty deep, but there is a chance I can get him to come all the way up. Oh, right there, right there. Get my bait into me. Those ones are real nice and high. Yep, yep. Oh, did he touch it? Come on, dude, don't be like that. Dude, I keep thinking he has it. He's all over it. Yep, he did get it. Followed it a ways. Getting it done, Mitchell. It definitely looks like it's gonna rain though on the horizon.
Yeah, it does.
Nice fish too. We're catching some decent ones. We're catching, oh, he came off. Well, it was about a 22 incher. Where's his buddy though? There was another one rooting around out there. We're getting them now, son. We're getting them now. They don't stand a chance, boys. We're just gonna ski this one right in. He didn't even fight. We'll scoop him up though so we don't lose this one. There we go. It's a pretty good bundle of them right there. It is funny how like you fish, and obviously the first hour we weren't around very many, and then we got around some like finicky fish, and then all of a sudden we get into the next spot and make lose or catch basically 3 fish right off the bat. A lot of kind of that size fish today. Those are nice ones. I mean, that's the one that you're after in a lot of these kind of average sized Northwoods or inland lakes. I do want to do one of these on like a big fish factory soon, where like we might not catch a lot, but when we do, the potential would be huge. I don't remember on Peck how the service is, but I remember, wouldn't that be cool? You think so, Mitchell?
Yeah, 4-pack would be really cool.
Should we go out there soon?
Sure.
What do you guys at home want to see? Do you guys like when we go to like big fish location stuff? Because literally we ask ourselves this dang near every single time we go somewhere.
Yeah.
Mitch is always more along the thought process of, no, most people aren't fishing like big destination places, which I totally understand. Most people are fishing smaller lakes, cabin country, you know, little this, little that. It's not always a big fish thing. Or do you guys enjoy like you know, seeing stuff from like the premium premier destination type of water. We'd be interested to know. Right now, I mean, we always kind of do a mix. The lakes that a lot of this content shot on are not like grade A walleye lakes. Obviously, sometimes we'll go to Leech Lake, Green Bay, blah, 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 whatever, but a lot of the stuff we shoot is not on like the elite of the elite type of body of waters. What are they saying?
Kind of a mixture.
There you guys. There you
Small
go.
Lakes Rivers, we got another musky one.
You guys knock it off with this musky insanity?
We should though. We'll just hop in my boat.
The old musky wagon.
That's right. Someone's wondering if the net is
suicidal.
pretty
Come on.
tangle free with like hooks and stuff.
Say that again?
Someone's wondering if the net, if this new net is like tangle free with a lot of hooks.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively good. Obviously, every net tangles hooks unless it's a full rubber net. This is my favorite kind of net, where it's got the small kind of hexagons or whatever in it. This one's not very super big here. Another nice fish though. We're getting them good now. It's a nice fat one. Look how fat that thing is.
Yeah, it's a good fish.
Oh, don't do that. I've got way too many hooks in my hands over the year to continue to mess with that all the time. And jerkbaits are the worst. What?
I don't know, somebody commented and said, look at his feet.
They're a little white, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Pudgy guys, man. Those are some healthy ones. Those were suicidal. I mean, they were just flying up. Another one on the screen right now, too. We got the perfect spot lock. The wind's coming in. They're just sitting out there around all that bait. Got a hook tangle. Oh, that was a bad cast. If I go death pause, I can get one to come all the way up.
Oh, I guess that question wasn't about your feet. It was what boat you're fishing out of, because it's by
What?
your feet. No, because it's by your feet. It says Warrior Boats.
Oh yeah, Warrior.
So the guy wasn't dogging on your feet.
Got all self-conscious there. I just kind
Yeah,
of
he did.
clammed up. I didn't even want to talk
He
anymore.
got really nervous. I saw it in his face.
Warrior boat. It's a 2090 tiller. The most badass tiller boat ever created. Would you agree, Mitchell, or am I just flapping my gums?
No, I like it a lot. I don't like the price tag.
Hey. Or where did they go? Oh, dude, I just launched into the oblivion. That's why you should have tied an FJ knot on it. Where'd those fish go, though? I think that's a weed. I don't even think that's a fish.
So then the next question is, what's a better, cheaper tiller? Well, there isn't one better that's cheaper, that's for sure.
I mean, honestly,
What do you need? Where do you fish?
Whichever boat gets you out there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where do you fish? I mean, my Lumacraft, I love that thing.
Or the duck boat, the XL
Yeah,
Viper F4. That thing is actually super versatile.
it's all relative to where you fish.
Yeah. If you're a river rat, you could sit in that thing all day, everywhere.
Even all these lakes that we fish here,
Yeah.
that riverboat is more than enough.
The riverboat is sick. Totally different boat. Look at some of these big dogs off the edge. We're gonna go back to a snap jig, see if I can get them to be silly. I don't like that as much. It's so weird just how keyed in they are, like eating that stuff that's way up high. There's got to be a search bait eater out there off the edge.
That's a giant crawler.
Yeah, they kind of got warm up here. I'll make sure to slip them in your backpack before we leave. That was a bomb of a cast. Do we finally have to move around? There's one right here. Plop it right down on him. See how slow they're moving on that? Like not tracking it good? Very interesting. Holy cow, there's a large entanglement of crankbaits right there. This one's got to do it. Wow. Yeah, here he comes. Oh no, he touched it. I actually cannot believe that fish didn't come back up. Dang it, Mitchell, we just messed up. Look at your weather app on your phone once.
You didn't trust my internal Doppler radar?
Your internal Doppler?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it shows like 100% chance here shortly.
What time is that coming?
7. Let me look at the...
What time is it right now? 6:30?
6:30. Let me look at the radar.
100% you say?
Yep.
Like it's going to rain?
Meaning it's already raining.
We ain't gonna melt, but we will destroy a lot of camera gear.
Yeah, we're about to get smoked at 30 minutes.
Holy cow.
So you got a little bit.
Holy cow. We just found the stack. Are you guys ready for it to go down?
So, you know, when you see these like fronts actually move, prove me right, Thomas.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
That was a money school of fish right there. Oh, I lost it.
What?
Not good. Don't worry, we'll get another one out of this school. Terrible cast. 2 very short, not far casts here. My jerkbait's messed up.
There's a gigantic pot of fish though.
Yeah, that's a good one. Should I throw a leech in them?
Yeah, definitely. We're kind of getting some video like streaming issues too.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder if it's because of this crazy cloud weather
I'm
front
wondering,
system
yeah.
we got going on here. Now they're gonna start going down to the bottom. Those first couple of fish closest to me. That one did. Yeah, a couple of them did, just about like that. Now, a second here. Should get bit. Oh, I thought I already had one. That was weird. Give me the jerkbait back. Ain't got time for no drop shot right now. Or should we search bait them? This is where it gets fun. We just got like 97 things going on.
Hand me the drop shot one. I'm gonna cast from back here. I just have to.
Where are you gonna cast?
From back here at that pod.
That's gonna be a disaster, dude.
No, it won't. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Where is it?
Yeah, but you're gonna end up tangling. Go for it.
Just let me try.
There's no leech on it right now.
No leech on it.
I know. I just had a bite or something.
Oh, forget it. Gosh.
Sounded good though.
There's so
didn't it?
much stuff up here. Yeah, I really wanted to.
All right, I should catch one here. This is like a pretty high percentile cast I got going on. Yep. How I actually don't already have one, I'm not sure. They don't like that. See, I pulled them all in closer to me. Don't like that at all. I gotta get my bait out of there. Where is the drop shot here? It's absolute chaos in the bow. isn't it? Are you looking at this like, what the kind of disaster did this guy create up here?
I don't think with the camera angle that you can actually see how bad it is.
It's just kind of like rods laying everywhere. And that's really the only kind of, doing this, I feel bad if I spend a bunch of time and like organize everything and like tie something else on. I just want to like fire, try to catch as many as possible on the video. Kind of moving away from me. Too short. Yeah.
What jerkbait are you casting? Been a couple questions on that one, like specifically.
Rapala Shadow Wrap, the deep version. It's what they want too. I mean, that's been the best bait.
Got a request to do a live of like breaking down a new lake.
Yeah, we definitely want to do more stuff like that.
Yep. We're definitely having a little bit of buffering issue, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Not bad, but it's definitely happening.
Dude, I'm actually shocked that
Tom, do you ever fish Lost Land Lake or teal?
yes, I have. The little musky waters there.
That's right.
You're naming. You're pulling at Mitchell's heartstrings
That's
right
right.
now. With that kind of talk. Ooh, that one came up, got all over it. Eat it. I really let that big pot off the hook. I just lost one out of it, and that was all I could muster. Keep an eye out, Mitchell, because if it looks like it's raining on the other side of the lake. That's 7, it said?
Yeah, like pretty soon. think you need to hurry up, catch a fish, and wrap it up.
I think so.
I already feel some rain.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Ooh.
It does appear we're like the only boat on the water. Or maybe not.
What's that?
I thought we were the only boat out here, but I see one way over there. One big boat. 600 clicks away.
Eat it.
Someone's wondering why you aren't throwing a jig in plastic.
I don't, dude, on this lake in particular, I don't know what's been going on. It's like they just want stuff up high. I mean, look at that, look at that. I mean, that's a ridiculous shot right there.
Someone's wondering too if that you're live screen right now, if it's all interference from another transducer.
It's a lot of bug hatch. Bug hatch and like pollen in the water coming out. And a lot of that other just random junk in there is bait fish.
Yeah, stuff really high is the bug hatch, stuff low is bait. Some bait balls. Somebody wants a bluegill fishing video.
Holy cow. Don't hold your breath on that one. I'm sorry. That first pod we hit on this spot, they were all biting. Now I can't get these big schools to do it. We got to get that last fish though, Mitchell. It's crucial. I can't put the jerkbait down. It's too unproductive. Dude, how did that one not get it? He's all over it. It's flying.
Tom, do you have any tips if you're having problems with the sharpshooter bob or tangling when cast?
A lot of bobbers kind of do when you're casting into the wind. The same thing as like with the search bait. You want to lob that sucker out there. It's not like a whip thing. That'll help you a lot, because I'll fish with some people who it happens like every time they cast. And then, but you got it, it's more of like that kind of a thing. Don't whip any slip bobber. Longer, softer rod a lot of times will help you out with something like that. I'm really trying to get this fish for you guys. They are a worthy adversary today. mean, the number of times I put baits in this fish's face is ridiculous.
Yeah, we got a question. Why not try a bobber here if they're so finicky?
Some reason today we've just not had great luck with the bobber.
And also, when's the next trip to Devils?
I don't know. We've been talking about that. I don't really make plans, so it's just kind of like, oh, where should we go tomorrow? That's a lot of how I plan my stuff. Does that drive you crazy, Mitchell?
No, I'm used to it.
Not too bad, you said?
Yeah, I'm just used to it now. Kind of the way it has to be, really.
Man, dude, I am putting my bait in front of so many on this spot. Oh, that was weird.
How many miles a year do you drive to travel, you know, like fishing?
Probably a little over 40
Yeah, I'd say probably pretty close to that, 40,000.
for just fishing. Last year I put, I guess, roughly 50,000 miles on my truck. Most of those are either tow miles with the boat or with the snowmobile stuff. Each mile is as painful as the next. I hate driving. I've always hated driving.
See, I love driving. It's freedom.
Man, it is crazy how some of these fish just don't want to eat. Clearly around just an absolute mountain of them here. Look at that ball of bait. Wow. That is why all of these fish are in here, and they're all fat and sassy on it. Saying we don't have to eat one more jerk bait. Come on, you guys, eat that thing. Oh, thought he touched it. I mean, dude, there's 15 of them sitting there. Drop shot, man. I need your help to catch this last one. Get up here.
I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Get up here.
Where's the rig?
I got it on right now. I mean, there's so many fish here. The problem is they're not biting at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of fish there.
That's the way it's looked the whole way up this thing dang near. Oh,
Is he gonna do it?
sure seemed like it. Not joking, I just cannot get him to go.
Nope.
Nope. You got one?
No, it was you. Drifted that thing right into me.
There's gotta be something they're gonna touch. What is that thing?
Come on, let's make it happen.
I don't know yet.
I'm actually shocked it hasn't started raining yet.
Yeah.
Looks like it's all around us.
At any point, we may have to tear all this stuff down. See, Mitchell, it ain't as easy as you'd think it'd be looking at the graph, is it?
I don't know. Oh yes, we got a celebrity hook set. There we go.
He did it.
Oh, it's the wrong kind though.
He caught a bass.
No. What? What is this nonsense?
I thought you did me some good, Mitchell. You actually hurt me.
Sorry guys, I let you down.
You did.
You choked it too.
You choked her.
I let you guys down.
You know, you try to give the guy, let the guy have a crack, and that's what he does. There's a players up
He
here.
just messes it up.
Try to give the guy an honest go at it, and there he goes and catches a bass.
And he goes and catches a bass.
Were you like, how excited were you when you felt that bite though?
I wasn't sure about the bite, to be honest.
Felt a
I was
little
like,
funky.
this is something small. I don't know. Half tempted to put a crawler on this thing and see if that
Try
doesn't- see if that'll do anything. That's just inviting the bass to bite though.
What's that?
That's just inviting the bass to bite.
Yeah, the old crawler.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy, do it.
So here's a question. We do any videos on Mille Lacs this year?
Yes, we did. Actually, the last one probably.
Yep. That was a video.
Holy cow.
Dude, this live well is filthy.
It's because it
It's
had
bad.
Mississippi River water
It's
in it
real
this
bad.
week. Did I go back to that first pod here that actually bit?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I rolled up and like in 10 casts, I had 4 or 5 fish, I feel like, or 3, 4 fish. Since then, we've just been staring at them. It's so much bait here. This is just what you see a lot of times. I mean, all of this undulation here, that's not the bottom. Those are literally...
Seems like there's a debate going on in the chat right now about like live being banned or something being banned.
Mitchell's too busy bass fishing.
Yeah. My one time to shine.
One time
Catch
to
a bass.
shine, and the guy hooks a bass.
You know, they're fun to catch too, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, I could see that if you don't catch a lot of fish.
Yeah. What's the target? I can't see.
They're way out there.
Where are we at? How far?
90.
90. Holy smokes, I don't think I can lob this one out there.
They're literally sitting right in a school of bait. There's one all over me. I'm just doing one and dones. I'm not gonna sit and make multiple casts at the same school. If you want to throw one right out here, 50 though, there is a bunch of fish there.
What's that? How far?
50 right there.
50, right over there. Oh,
That was
no.
3.
We got a tangle up here. About right there.
Sure.
That's not 50 feet.
Close enough.
That was not 50 feet.
Dude, this whole outside edge is literally just solid bait fish. There's one walleye sitting right in the middle of all that bait right there. They're all full, Mitchell. They're feeling like me after lasagna last night.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of bait to be feeding on. Well, if you can't catch fish to close it, you better come up with some closing thoughts at least, right?
Oh, I got closing thoughts.
You have some closing thoughts? What are they?
Just looking for that closing fish here I'm about to catch. My current thought is that there's so much bait around, it's making them real hard
That
to
what?
catch. That there's so much bait around, it's
Yeah,
making
there's
them
a lot
real
of
hard
bait.
to catch.
Usually makes it slightly tougher. What do you have for me? What do you have, Captain? How far?
Got some stuff going on up here, but they're not all over me right now. Yeah, I mean, there's so much life around. You can tell, like, some of these pods, like, they're just not even engaging in the bait at all. Most time, even if fish don't bite, a lot of this stuff, they'll follow it around. Some of these aren't even tracking it, which is obviously, they're feeling a little full, I'd say.
Oh,
Did you have a bite?
I sure did. Oh no, that was the right kind. That was
I don't know.
I literally turned my head to like make sure the stream was still going, and that was it.
You're blaming it on making sure the stream was
Dang
still
it.
going?
Dang it, happens to the best of us, folks. That was the right kind.
The screen is solid bait fish. Does it end over here at any point? Once you get off the edge, it does. Look at that. Are you seeing the live? That's crazy.
What's that?
It's literally all bait.
Dang.
And it's just solid.
I let everybody down, Tommy.
You sure did.
Caught a bass and lost a
And
walleye.
more importantly, you let me down.
I know. What a loser.
It's insane. I don't know if I've ever seen this much bait in one spot out here.
That's a lot.
It's everywhere. Look at it out off the edge. It's still everywhere. There's even more here now than there was when we first got here. That is incredible. But this time of year, this stuff does pile into all these weedy areas.
You got some casters?
I did. He might have kind of disappeared into the bait
They left?
fish
How far? How far?
mass.
Man,
I
there's
don't
just so
know.
much down there. It's crazy.
Get me one, Mitchell. All we need is one dumb one.
It's hard to see anything.
I know. Unreal, man. It is incredible. And it's just piling in here more and more. Any questions?
Last one that's giving us a challenge.
Has been fun though. I mean, we have caught some decent fish. This is not a very common thing I'd say I run into, where there's just like so much bait everywhere where it's like,
And it's good to see how much bait is in this lake, though.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Any good questions before we have to close out?
No.
Have any of you guys watched from the beginning?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if somebody stayed this long. It's a whole football game.
How long have we been going?
3 hours and 42 minutes.
Nice.
One said, "Do you ever use leeches?" I have one on right now. You got something for me?
They might be a tough one for you to get.
Yeah, it's pretty far. Couple people.
Got him.
There we go.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Stay on. Mitchell, get my net. Get my net. This is too important. It's too important.
There's a lot on the line here,
Yep,
folks.
yep.
A lot on the line.
Feels like a good one, too.
Let's go. Bring him to me.
Get ready.
Bring
Oh,
him to me. Oh, I'm gonna extend.
he's barely
it like
hooked.
this. Woo.
He's angry.
He is.
He's
feisty.
angry. Come on,
He is
baby.
Feisty. Holy crap.
Get ready, Mitchell.
I got him. I'll get him.
Get ready.
There we go.
Yes, off in the net.
There's the trophy. The prize.
We did it. We did it. We caught one more before the rain. This is kind of an uncommon situation to see this many fish and get this few bites out of some of these fish, but look at that live, man. I mean, everywhere you pan it out off of this thing, just bait clouds absolutely everywhere. Obviously, there's a lot of fish in here. And obviously, they're dealing with just gorging themselves. I mean, for a, month post-spawn fish, the weight these things have on them is pretty impressive. I know none of these are real big, but like, just look how thick and fat those things
Yeah,
are.
they're eating well.
Super nice fish, man. Incredible. Beautiful walleyes. I don't even know if there's much else to say, Mitchell. I mean, it looks like it's literally raining on. It's definitely raining.
It's
right
raining
there.
all.
And
Yeah.
that's like a couple miles away.
Yeah.
Which means it's probably time to close it out. I appreciate you guys watching. This was, I'm not going to say stressful because that's the wrong word, but it was really had to kind of grind on them to get the bites, I'd say. And that's just kind of how it is sometimes. But did we catch 10? I mean, we caught what, 5 or 6 or 7 on the other spot?
Yeah, something like that.
Got 3 or 4 here, so 10 or so fish, 10 fish. I appreciate you guys watching. This is our second installment of the live stream. Honestly, we would do this for longer today, but it's just supposed to rain. It basically said, I mean, it's literally gonna rain right there. We got a ton of stuff to tear down and get out of here, but I wanna thank you guys for watching these. These are overall super fun to do. And we hope to do a bunch more and keep making them better. If you guys have suggestions to make these better, let me know. Gives a great kind of real world look on, I'd say, what's going on. And it's not always just like a glamorous fishing video. You see, oh, got another one on, got another one on.
We know the quality's not like great right now, but
yeah,
it's
we also hope to find ways to make the quality better too. We can only roll in a certain, whatever you call it, resolution, because otherwise it kind of tunes us out, but makes it leggy. But I appreciate you guys watching. Drop some comments down below on how you guys want to see these and maybe made better or different ideas you guys have. But thank you guys for making our jobs possible. Also, like I said, on the Walleye Now side of things, you got like a day or two right now to become a Walleye Now member, premium member, to be entered to win a Humminbird Helix. I mean, Mitch is going to pick a winner. What day is today? Sunday? So Wednesday, Mitch is picking the winner for that. We appreciate you guys making our jobs possible. I think we uploaded like another 3 videos this week to the Walleye Now app. So thank you guys all on there for supporting us. And you guys make our jobs possible. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for commenting. Any closing questions that are good, Mitchell? Thank you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Stop that stream, Mitchell.
we're doing it.